Hello, everybody. Welcome to the start of the Aegis Vanguard League. I'm Beautiful Crow, the Dispone Star Shibby. We're going to be bringing you the first week of games tonight. We're going to have Rock Tribe versus the Trance Tyrants. Shibby, it's great to be back in the chair with you. How are you feeling tonight, man?
Oh, I'm feeling good. It is so great to be back and casting with you, Beautiful. It has been a well-deserved break for both of us, but I really just want to get into this Aegis Vanguard League, man. This is an uncapped league. This is Aegis Esports' technically highest rated league, right? Because uncapped, you can have challenger players, you can have masters players. I mean, technically, you could have a team full of silvers if you want, but I don't know how far they're going to get. And you've got a star-studded roster, right? I mean, even the week one matchup, right?
Yeah.
Rock Tribe is old glaive Amethyst or Amethyst, however you want to pronounce it. And if anybody who's watched XLNC in their heavy league, they won that league in spring, and then they went off, branched out. They said they don't want to be with Glaive anymore, and they started their own little organization. So, this week one matchup is gonna be, a slobber knock. I mean, we've got champions from other leagues, from Ryzen's leagues, from XLNCE, from Unified, formerly known as Upsurge. I mean, you've got so many good teams in this bracket, and I think it's just gonna be, every week we're gonna see high level gameplay, and I doubt we're gonna see too many stomps.
Oh yeah, I definitely think these are going to be very competitive matches, all best of threes. Going to be very competitive on either side. We have former champions, as you were saying, from each different leagues. I want to see how this Rock Tribe does. Yes, they were the artist formerly known as Glaive Amethyst. I did cast a few of their games. These guys love to play really fast and aggressive. And Trance Tyrants, they're going to be bringing the heat too. So we're getting into this draft here.
Yeah, we're getting into draft right away. Both of these teams really want to get into it. First, we see the Jace, the Lulu, and the Gwen band on the side of Rock Tribe, and I think all those bands are really good. I think the meta right now, I feel like a lot of people that used to watch the other leagues remembered, this Udyr, Hecarim meta. Then we kind of slowly dripped into the jungle meta for Diana, Rumble, Morgana, but I feel like the meta for junglers, top lane, all these, picks can be flexed around, right? Ziggs, super strong pick. We see it picked in every single league, right? EU LCS, NALCS, LPL, LCK. These are some very strong picks. Diana coming out on top as the jungle pick for the AP junglers. Rumble did get nerfed. His heat interaction actually got fixed, so it's not as powerful. You can't get that really big level 1 clear speed, and a lot of teams are, more willing to invade onto you. So I think Diana just having that burst and that engage potential and just that turnaround potential is so strong with the Rock Tribe, locking in Graves and Tristana. Graves is a pick for Ray Leon over there. He has a lot of picks. He plays a lot of Graves. He plays all these carry junglers.
Oh yeah, definitely getting that comfort for him. Touching on that Ziggs point for Trance. Look, Ziggs is one of my favorite champions in the entire game. I loved playing him in mid and playing him in bot lane when, before he got these super big buffs, when he was a problem the first time. Now he's back and still a problem, as he is very, I expect him to be 100 pick or ban throughout this league or in the current patch, because he does bring so much damage and utility with the bonus damage he does to towers using his charges to take down objectives and structures as fast as possible. Good pickups on the Diana and Galio. So you already have the setup from Trance going to be the dive in with Diana with I got your back coming in Galio, and that's exactly what you need, because Diana, she's a diver type champion, but she does not have that inherent tankiness or ability to survive once she gets in. So having a great dive buddy like Galio on her back, that's exactly what you're looking for. And on the second round of bans, we already have the Zoe taken off the table. A good pick there, and the Lucian, don't want that as a counter pick, because Lucian and the Galio, not a fun matchup, Rock have a very solid double marksman. If you still want to consider Graves the marksman, he's just a range DPS at this point. But the pickup with Tristana and Leona, very good, very safe lane, good hard engage right there for them. And the LeBlanc getting taken off, and the Yasuo. A lot of mid bans coming out right now from both of these two teams.
Yeah, and I think right now the meta is, if you're on red side, is to really either secure that top lane counter pick or even mid lane counter pick right now. I think the champions that are being played in both of these lanes are super volatile. As you see, Dr. Mundo coming. They are on the latest patch as well. So, he got buffed a little bit. His numbers have been fixed a little here and there. He's gotten some hot fixes and buffs. So he's really dominant in top lane. I think he's one of the more safer laners. And I'm wrong, actually. They switched it up on me, beautiful. They're going Renekton blind here. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. This can be punished so well by Rock Drive. They can pick Jace. They can pick, they can pick Gnar even, which is seen as like a common counter pick. Although Gnar is not my favorite champion. I think he can be played around very well. They're going to lock in the Sylas here, and they're still super flexible here, right? This Sylas can go top. This Tristana can still go mid. I mean, you can switch it up. They can lock in an 80 carry here. The Graves is obviously going into jungle, but I feel like they're mixing it up all the way until the end, and Trance just is saving their mid lane.
Yeah, okay, see, okay. I wanted to talk about this. I knew once Trance picked the Renekton in that did leave the Mundo available for the matchup, because Mundo does very well to Renekton. With the canister, if he has the passive up, whenever Renekton all ends, that's the brunt of the force right there. So Renekton not being able to use the stun onto Mundo when he all ends and takes a very bad trade out because the regen is still there. Not as much as it used to be for Mundo, but that level 6 fighting is just going to be really interesting. And plus with the buffs to his numbers and the changes to him, Mundo, he's going to be going where he pleases if he gets off to a good start.
Yeah, Mundo's ultimate has changed quite a bit, right? It doesn't give him that insane amount of healing anymore, but he also doesn't have to take a hit to his health. He actually gains 20, I believe at rank 1, he gains 20% of his health back immediately. So you can kind of pop that in as a bait. It almost works as Tahm Kench's thick skin, but you just instantly gain it back like that, and then you start regenning. So these long, drawn-out fights, which Renekton doesn't really excel in, right? He wants to get in, burst you, and then E and dash out. Mundo can just chase you down if he's hitting his cleavers, if he got his E, and his W is just so good. He has that gray skin that can also regen a lot of health. So I feel like he, like you said, he can take a lot of that punishment, but we see Trance lock in that Lee Sin, and these guys are flexible too, right? Renekton can go mid, he can go top, Lee Sin can go mid, Lee Sin can go top, but we are actually about to, do the actual official banning and picking right now. That was just on Draft Lol or whatever draft site they were using. But these picks, where do you think they're going? Beautiful.
Yeah, so off the bat with Trance, seeing that Galio pick up now with the Renekton and Lee Sin picked, I do believe that that's going to be Galio support, just to help keep Ziggs alive. It's the one that makes the most sense out of all of their champions. But everything else is still a toss-up because Lee, yes, he did receive some nerfs to laning Lee, which was very popular for the past 2 patches, but him in the jungle, he's still very much fine. Diana is basically the same way. She can be played mid or jungle. Both roles still work pretty well for her. Less to an extent, for talking about Lee Sin. Renekton, I do believe that we'll be taking him top lane because the matchup between Lee Sin and Mundo, it's not one that I've practiced a lot of, but it is something that I have seen, and Mundo still seems to be pretty favored. So yeah, Trance, they do have a lot of 1-2 switcheroos looking around right now, but I'm thinking they're gonna put the Croc up top, put the Moon Lady in the mid lane to go up against the Sylas, and put Lee Sin in the jungle to round out their composition. I could be wrong, but going off of how I see these players playing at their OP.GGs and their previous experiences, I feel as if that would be the one to go. Whereas on the side of Rock, yeah, it's pretty simple where everything's going to go at this point.
Yeah, and what I want to touch on is that Galio Diana combo, and just a massive amount of setup for Ziggs, right? Ziggs getting immense buffs a couple patches ago. I want to say 2 patches ago now, where the missile speed of his ultimate got buffed. So his ultimate actually gets to, areas a lot faster. So that setup where you can, taunt everybody, and then, dive with Diana, lock everybody up. You're going to eat a Ziggs bomb, whether you like it or not. You can't just walk out of it anymore, beautiful. It's not an ultimate that's just used for wave clearing anymore. It is so strong in these team fights. If he can land, a 2 or 3 man Ziggs ultimate, I mean, that just swings these fights, incredibly fast. Obviously, Tristana, Graves, and Sylas have all these movement abilities, but if they're using these dashes to get out of fights, then they can't really get in, they can't really re-engage, and you still have a Lee Sin. You still have a Renekton causing havoc, possibly in their backline. So we're going to look at Elusive Tape Gun for I like this mid lane matchup, Sylas into Lee Sin. I always think it's one of the more explosive mid lane matchups. You have the Dragon's Rage available at level 6. Even Silas can take it, and it's going to be up to Elusive Tape Gun here to really make the plays on Trance Tyrant's side. But who is your marquee matchup? Beautiful.
Yeah, looking at these compositions right now, I want to be looking at that top lane, because I do know how that matchup usually goes, but it can go either way. The bot lane is going to be interesting to see, just because Leona Tristana, that's a lot of damage, guys. Going in, the all in can just absolutely smack anyone, and like we're talking about, they're playing Galio Ziggs. Galio's not the normal combination you would go with something like the Ziggs. Yes, he does have the ability to get himself out of harm's way with the satchel charge, which normally he would be using for damage. The zoning ability of Ziggs is great. The engage ability and distraction ability of Galio is really good, but not so much on the hey, save my ass type stuff, because yeah, he can get the ultimate, get the extra resistances on Zig, but when there's a Leona and a Tristana both jumping in on you, that Ziggs can get popped pretty quickly. One quick thing to note on the summoner spells here, I do believe they're taking Exhaust over the Flash on Graves here.
Yeah, I think Ray Leon wants to just get into Evil Eye's face and just try to bully this Diana out, right? We look at these kinds of summoner spells, and traditionally, obviously, Flash is probably the most valuable spell in the game. It's taken on almost everybody. I would say there's barring few champions, they will go for other, summoner spells like Ghost and stuff, but these are all movement summoner spells. So you already know what Ray Leon wants to do. And if Trance is smart, all they'll do is just try to collapse onto Ray Leon when he goes for these scuttles, when he tries to go into the jungle of Evil Eyes. And if they collapse on him, Ray Leon has one dash, and it's a pretty long cooldown if you can't start popping people with these auto attacks and getting it lower and lower. It's like a 13-second cooldown rank 1.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if this gamble pays off. I mean, if he gets in Diana's face, he can exhaust her, take some camps out. That'll really stunt Evil Eyes, farming. It'll really stunt, the power spike that Diana should get at certain levels and at certain timings, and it can really swing these, early dragon fights. And I think the win condition for Rock Tribe is to just start stacking dragons, right? Yeah. Obviously, it's a win condition for both teams, for sure, right? Mm-hmm. But these early dragons, I mean, you have this really aggressive summoner spell in Graves. If you can save it for these fights, you can exhaust somebody like the Renekton, like the Diana, like the Lee Sin, and you'll just, slice their damage in half. And in an early game, that can be, that's the difference maker between, a kill or a death. And really, it'll swing these team fights in their favor. While on the side of Trance Tyrants, they really just want to wombo combo you. They want to 5v5. They want to try to look for you, catch you out in the mid lane, or just engage with this Diana Galio composition. So we're going to see if Trance Tyrants gets to have their way with Rock Tribe, or if Rock Tribe can kind of just navigate, with the Mundo, being in the front line, Tristana repositioning, Silas getting these huge, possibly game-changing Diana ultimates if he steals it, the Ziggs ultimate. I feel like there's a lot of ultimates for Silas to steal here that is super good.
For sure. And with that, we are going to take it to a quick break so we can get the spectator delay over with and get us loaded in the game. Go show them some love on Twitter, Aegis Esports GG, all one word. And we will see you after this break. Don't change off this channel, guys. Hell yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Aegis Vanguard League Week 1. Rock Tribe Esports versus Trance Tyrants. We've got Rock Tribe on the blue side, and I believe we have Trance Tyrants on the red side. I am your color caster, Pone Star Shibby, here with my man, the very handsome, the very beautiful Crow.
Oh, man, you got me blushing over here in the chair. Shibby, I'm so excited to get started on this game, and I believe these two teams are excited to get into this game 1-2, as we do see everybody on the side of Trance given the old Death Bush treatment, out of vision. So right now, everybody on Rock looking a little scary. I do see the multiple recalls coming out, though. Yeah, they're just getting some vision, though.
I think they're just trying to get some vision, maybe trying to catch Leona and Tristana going into that bot side bush. A lot of teams and a lot of you're seeing it early on in a lot of the leagues where both of the bot laners are trying to get initiative, or in this case, I'm talking like D&D, beautiful initiative, or they're trying to get prio. They would try to get that bush control so they can get that early lane advantage, right? Maybe these guys are just going to leech their junglers here. We actually have Graves starting on the top side with Diana starting on the bot side. So they'll hopefully they will swap crabs. They'll each take their own crabs. Maybe they'll go for the full clear. We have diverged a little bit away from this full clear meta that we used to see. Now we have more junglers ganking. We have timers of the jungle camps, increased a little bit. So expect to see more action, 2v2s in the mid and bot lane, or mid and top lane, and then also 3v3s in the bot lane. These junglers have a little bit more time, and beautiful. When junglers have more time, there's only one thing they're gonna do. They're gonna pick on these laners.
Yeah, no, they're just gonna be bullies, as they like to do, as the role is known for. And we do have some trading back and forth in this bot lane. This is one thing I did want to watch between the two bot lanes of Vart, Trivia Boy. I've seen them do work. They are a very good duo. They know each other like the back of each other's hands. And it's just gonna be interesting to see how they match up in this bot lane, because Tristan and Leona, very easy to execute duo champion combo to use, whereas the Ziggs and Galio combination does require a lot of timing and a lot more communication, I feel. So we'll have to see how this is going to go. But definitely paying attention to that bot lane is going to be one of my big things for this game.
Yeah, the burden of execution is definitely on Duel and Wounds there, right? Because, he's playing a spellcaster or a mage in the bot lane, and when you blow all of your abilities down, you're just going to be auto-attacking as Ziggs, which isn't the best thing to do. So you really have to be on point. Wounds really has to CC them up, lock them up, make sure that Duel hits all of his, abilities. And as we see in there, who do you guys think will win? Either get a 1 in the chat for Rock Tribe or a 2 for Trance Tyrants. I want to see that chat blowing up right now, but I want to go back to that point, right? The burden of execution. And this is something I really like to talk about in these amateur games and what you want to see, right? Rock Tribe Esports, or Rock Tribe, they definitely have, I feel like, an easier composition to execute. They have a very straightforward front line with Mundo, engage and diving backline with even Silas, Graves, and Tristana, and Leona can just, lock them up. They can play both styles. They can play the peel back style if they need to. While on Trance Tyrants side, it's a lot harder to do what they want to do on these champions, but it's a lot more rewarding, right? Lee Sin, flash kick, Dragon's Rage. Diana with the flash engage. I mean, Renekton has to understand who he can use his abilities on in a team fight and get his cooldowns on, manage his rage bar appropriately, and then Ziggs and Galio really have to be on point with their ability and target selection as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the target selection is going to be real big. So yes, the degree of execution between the two compositions is definitely something we need to look for. Speaking of looking for, Gronk Zonk walking too close to that bush. He does have flash available. We'll have to burn it, as Evil is just there. That Diana is real scary in the early game, and Mundo does not exactly have the amount of padding you would like to be able to survive all ends. So he's gonna have to blow his flash to get out of there, and that's just unlucky timing right there.
Yeah, and really interesting to see what happened to Gronk Zonk's ward. I think for this cast, we're just going to call him Zonk for now. But what happened to Zonk's ward? I mean, you got to realize this top laner is just ward around 3 minutes, 2:45, and you'll be good. I think Diana came in and sweeped it, and then he tried to go for a reward. But in that instance, you just kind of want to play back, let the wave push into you. Now he had to flash. Now he loses, a lot of CS, a lot of that lane, priority that he would have had. But now he's down 15 CS to Renekton, and it's going to look very scary if they can set up a regank onto him, because now Renekton can flash stun, he can E-flash stun. I mean, there's just so much setup on the side of their 2v2 top lane for Trance Tyrants.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's one thing my jungle friends love to do is whenever I say, hey, they blew flash, it's just Camp City, baby, because someone like Mundo doesn't have any inherent dashes or jumps to escape out of a gank, and Diana, her whole MO is dashing in and making sure you can't get away, along with the Renekton, who is a really good dive buddy, allowing that stun to get off in conjunction. It's just looking at Trance to see if they want to pay more attention to the top lane to get Koa's ahead, because you want your Crocodile to either go even or go get ahead.
Ooh, elusive!
That's a lot of trading. Oh man, they got real low there. Looking real scary, but he knows the merits of a champion. Running that Conqueror, getting that good healing off. But
Ray Leon's here.
Here's Ray Leon. Jump in on the Desperado. Missing some skill shots, but that zoning potential we were talking about from Duel on this Ziggs. Hold that thought, though. We do have a dive. Good TP timing. The jump is in. Ooh, the healing is there. The E. Oh, first blood.
Stole the ultimate! Silence! PLC!
No way. No way. He says, hey, look, PSO2's like, look, you can take down the doctor, but the Silas will come with the Chains of Fury. Great TP timing, able to shore up 2 kills off the back of that dive, and still get the dragon off the back of that. Rayleon, he's got it. He's chilling. He's chilling. Got the smite down. So that's first blood over the Trance Tyrants for sure, but the clean up comeback, 2 kills plus the dragon on the side of Rocks. That's a play I'll take.
That is a scary looking Silas. Trance Tyrant executes that dive, pretty good, right? I mean, that's not the worst dive I've ever seen. They had the right idea. 3-man dive, the flashless Mundo. He's not level 6, but what they weren't expecting is for POS on that Silas to just yoink that Diana ultimate at level 6 and just pulls everybody in. It was an amazing ultimate. He's able to chain CC, lock them up, and he got that double kill onto him. And that is a scary, scary Silas, especially when he's ahead. He's going to probably go into that Everfrost build. He's going to walk in. He's just going to be a menace. But now, POS.
Yeah, he did get the great target selection on the ultimate, but he's getting capped up and clapped up as the 3 members, the Goon Squad is there, and they will claim his life, take a little bit of that gold he was building up for that bounty, and some more trading once again. Zonk and Koic just at each other's throat this whole game. Really good roam timing for Evil Eyes over there to be able to capitalize and help out Tapcom with that gank, and also wounds, this 3-man unit right here, the Diana, the Lee Sin, and the Galio, just super good dive buddies, able to just create so much zoning, so much space, but also a great amount of damage coming out. The Galio taunt coming in with the Winds of War on top of it. It's along with Diana jumping in. There's so much CC plus damage at the same time. It's a lot for Rock to deal with. We'll have to see how they navigate through the rest of this as TTS is up a small 1,000 lead.
Yeah, 1,000 gold lead on the side of TTS, and that's probably due to the return kills of Ray Leon is back here. Elusive Tape Gun.
Oh, man, what a kick. He stole the ultimate, but the kick will not allow him to keep his life as he will go down. Ray Leon, he wants that in his pocket. That's some extra gold for him. Talk about these junglers like we were talking about Champion Select. Both Ray and Evil Eyes are definitely the type of junglers to gank you without abandon, and it's showing right here with the amount of times they've shown up. It's not even 10 minutes, we're already 3-2 on the board. Good timing on the top. Yeah, just barely, just by a hair's breadth there on those units played. But yeah, the timing for these junglers to be ganking is just all there. And as you see, Ray Leon once again down on this bot side will get spotted by this ward, but he was ready. The man was ready at the gun, had the thing on the trigger. It just shows that he will gank as much as possible. He's running the phase rush on the Graves too, so him dashing around, no flash like we're talking about with the exhaust option. He's just all around a gank machine and ready to fight at a moment's notice. As both teams seem to just do a little bit of a reset.
It's kind of calmed down a little bit. Both teams are pretty much equal in gold right now. And as I say that, these guys are going in, and Kronk is just giving him the business with these briefcases. And as I say that, again, beautiful, what is happening with me, man? Why am I cursing everybody today?
I'm telling you, swing and a miss. But we were talking about it in Champ Select. The post level 6 from Mundo to Renekton definitely will tell a lot of this if there's not a lot of early attention.
Zonk.
There is some attention coming here. Now, Zonk does have flash, and he does have his ultimate. He is very far up in lane. This is 4 people strong. Koic trying to bait it, but the Herald will be dropped right at turret. Shelly is there. Zonk's like, hey, guys, they're here again. No TP available this time for POS2 to help him get out. And yeah,
so much damage. It's too much. Yeah, Kronk just doesn't have the items. Only sitting on the double ruby crystal and the cloth armor, but they're going in on duel now.
Meanwhile, oh, that was such good aggro trading on the side of ROQ, allowing Trivia Boy to tank most of that. He gets out with his life, giving Ray Leon the ability to get the kill onto duel, because he knew the timings, because Wounds was already away, that allowed Ray Leon to be down here, provide some sort of aid. They knew they lost top, but they were able to make a play on bot. He's waiting. He's just waiting.
He's killing all the minions. So yeah, they're gonna get first tower here, and Koic is gonna get a lot of plate turret gold, but it did get split amongst 4 people, so it's not too much, right? If we toggle the gold, it's not gonna be a crazy amount. That's why the gold lead looks so even right now. But we're gonna see Tristana pick up some plates of her own. 3 plates on that bottom side, and you see 4,200 to 3,400 on Ziggs. and Mundo 3,200 to 5,000 on the Renekton. So you have both sides of both teams on both sides of the map. They have advantages here and there. Mid lane's the only one that's looking real even right now for both teams. So we're gonna see if Rock Tribe can really push Vark and push this Shoshana Leona lane into the other areas of the map once they take this bottom lane out. We're also going to see how Mundo can navigate this top side. He doesn't have a tier 1, so they can just keep re-ganking this guy, and maybe Zonk won't be able to play the game for the next couple of minutes, but we see some fighting in the mid lane.
Yeah, we do see that TTS is going to go ahead and claim the dragon. No contest coming out on the side of ROQ. Zonk, yeah, he's kind of getting the direst treatment right now. They're just camping him, keep killing him, while they're going to take everything else on the back end of that around the map. Tying up the dragons 1-1. The gold lead basically tied to Rayleon jumping over to clear a ward. He doesn't know that there are 3 people right down there. He does a little bit of safe. Trivia Boy is there. Has the soul for ultimate. Speaking of though, Vark, ooh, the timings. Jumps in, gets knocked back from the satchel charge. Very good play by Duel. Shows he has been putting in some work on the Ziggs, making sure he knows how to play the champion effectively and correctly. So, looking at this mid lane, we were talking about it. The itemization is something I want to look at. Earlier, POS2 did not have his mythic completed, whereas Elusive did have his finished, but him just coming off of that back now has the Everfrost in hand. Everfrost and Silas, you know, they're like best buds. They're BFFs. They were in all grade school together, you know, gym and all that stuff. So it just works out for him very well. Gets the extra stun in with the cone, the slow, if not. Also the ability to steal...
Vark?
Ability to steal abilities helps very well. Man, Vark just can't secure a kill. Duel is so slippery. But speaking of the mid lane, POS2, just talking about it. Good steal, good connection. He's still alive. Coming in, here's Zonk. It's a 3v2 in the mid lane and a 3v2 in the bot lane.
That Kingslayer.
That Kingslayer healing, baby. I told you. Speaking of healing, Zonk goes in, gets the kill onto him. POS2 going back in. Oh, Elusive is very elusive. He stays still alive. Chains go wide. The dash is still there. POS2 gets another kill. Evil Eyes will go down in that exchange. A 1-1
We're not done, beautiful. We're not done, beautiful.
We're not done. Oh my god, can he get this down? Woos gets the taunt. Misses the solar flare. Trivia Boy's tanky, but how much more can he take? He takes enough to get a kill back onto Woos. And Duel will get the kill back, or Woos will rather get the kill credit back on the Trivia Boy. Duel, no health, no mana, has to sit and watch his buddy die. Is Vark gonna get this turret in his fallen comrades?
Is he gonna get it before the plates expire?
He might.
2. Oh, he does get it. Full plates for this Tristana. And this game is a slobber rocker, beautiful. Rock coming out on top with an immaculate effort from POS to 26.2k to 23k, 3k gold lead. This dragon is coming up in 2.5 minutes, but I don't believe that's the next team fight we're gonna see. Beautiful. I think these guys are gonna go at it again right before, probably in the mid lane, probably in the bot lane. We're gonna see how they move this Tristana around, where they can position her to take more turrets. I mean, both Ziggs and Tristana, very, very good turret takers in their own right. Obviously, Tristana has the depth charge, or not the depth charge, the charge on her E, and then Ziggs obviously has the satchel charge execute on the turrets when they're low, and also has the increased, you know, damage on his passive if he uses abilities on those turrets. But his auto attack on those turrets. But right now, we're seeing Rock slowly creep away with this gold lead, and I think it's on the back of both POS2 and Graves or Ray Leon. They're both really just putting in work, and this Silas is a menace right now. He has the Everfrost in hand, is probably building towards, you know, he could really be building towards anything. Could go for that Cosmic Drive build, could go for, you know, a Zani as if he wants. I think that'll be really strong against a team like Trance Tyrants, who has the, you know, solo lane 80s, can split against them very, very well. Duel is now relegated to mid lane clearing duty, the wave clear duty that all Ziggs you know, relish. They love hitting all those bombs onto the caster minions and getting all this gold, but he's a little bit behind in levels and gold for sure, right? And I'd say a little bit as an understatement against his Tristana. So far ahead right now. You know, with that, Kraken Slayer is probably working towards, you know, possibly a crit item or an attack speed item, but this dragon is coming up, and POS2 going in on this bot lane, elusive tape gun. Oh, he's dead. And Wounds here coming in, getting at POS2. Ziggs coming in, throwing in the bomb. Rayleon still killing him. Wounds gets killed by POS2 here. And in the bot lane, you know, Rayleon and POS2 get 2 kills, secure it early before 44 seconds before the dragon. Elusive tape gun and Wounds I feel like Wounds just died for his sins there, unfortunately. And we're not done. Evil Eyes might be getting aggressed on. Kronk is just swag walking his way into the bot lane. I'm solo casting for a little bit. Beautiful will be right back. I believe he's had some audio issues, but they're going to get this bot lane going, and they're going to get this bot lane turret pretty easily. And they're going to pick up a dragon on their way back, not as the constellation prize, but as their main prize. They're going to come through the jungle, take everything that Trance Tyrant Esports has. And we're going to set up this dragon here. Rock going away with his gold league, and they're going to TP in Kronk. Kronk has his TP. I feel like he should be in the top lane right now, but now they're going to go into this team fight. Solifleur misses out. Diana goes in with the moonshot. Vark is just hitting in the back line, and Mundo is dying, but that's a big Renekton looking in. He dies immediately. The exhaust goes down onto Duel. Ziggs is looking. He's in that wolf camp. He's hiding. You're not a wolf, buddy. You are a champion. And Ray Leon goes in onto Elusive Takedown. The kick comes out onto Graves, and Silas is coming in. He's hunting. He wants the ace. Trance Tyrants Esports gets ace. Rock Tribe coming in with the kill. Gonna get their dragon, and this ace is beautiful from Rock Tribe. They're gonna get so much off of this. They can back. They have the gold. They might turn their eyes towards this Rift Herald here, but they're all backing. They're all gonna reset, and this is gonna be, really, really good for the pockets of Rock Tribe Esports. 35K to 28K. I feel like just maybe 2 minutes ago I was saying it was a small 2 to 3 gold lead, but now they're walking away with it. Vark coming in 2-0-2, still wants more CS, trying to take everything he can. 80 carries, you can't stop them. They're going to take all the CS they want to. POS2 still clearing wards and everything. Now they're finally backing. Everfrost, Zanya's coming out for Silas here. The Eclipse coming out for Graves. Mundo's super tanky. Actually opts into the Sunfire Cape here instead of the Frostborn Gauntlet build. Both are really good. I like both of them. And if you're going to be, in that back line, I think the Sunfire can put out a little bit more damage, that extra oomph that you need. Silas upgrading his Darksteel into the into the I'm blocking out on the name. Sorry guys. Into the upgraded item that gives you all the kills, gives you the stacks for the kills. But aside from that, we're going to have the Phantom Dancer coming out for Tristana. And in the bot lane, Elusive Tapegun trying to get onto Kronk Zonk, but he's got a Magi's. Thank you, chat. Magi's coming in for Silas. But yeah, Lee Sin's going to go in, try to go in on this Kronk Zonk, this big tanky Mundo. He's not going to really do anything. And I feel like Elusive Tapegun's time to be effective is slowly dwindling away. We're getting toward that later game mark. And yeah, he's got the Gore Drinker. He's got the Executioner's Calling. His duel throws in a cheeky ultimate try to take that Rift Herald away. And then POS2, this man's a menace. He is just comboing. He's using all of his abilities. Culling has no room. He can't move. That guy has been CC'd for literally 5 seconds. Oh my god. POS2 is tearing it out. 7, 1, and 6 on this Silas and Ray Leon and this Silas here. They're just, best buds. Holding hand in hand. These guys, feel like Rock Tribe is just taking command of this game, and it feels like they're just waiting for Baron to come up, right? It feels like they're just waiting for these vectors to come up, and they can use them. They're going to take it right when it pops up, hopefully. They have the momentum, they have the tempo, they have the initiative, the priority, whatever you want to call it, and Kronk can just, sit in this bot lane, look to TP top when he needs to, and he's just going to pressure these turrets. He's really, really tanky now. I feel like nobody can really deal with him. You have to have 2 people down for him. If this Silas decides to split, because his TP timing is also coming up very soon, I mean, they can just go with this 1-3-1 composition and really just split the map, or they can just go for a 4-1 with Mundo being in at the Baron and Silas, being in the bot lane split pushing for himself. And nobody will be able to really answer him. But I'm still solo casting here. I'm Polestar. Should be Beautiful Crow will be coming back. Did have some disconnection issues. But POS2 going in onto the Lee Sin. The kick comes out. Both Dragon's Rage squared comes out, and both of them kick each other, and then they leave. It's kind of like a frat fight where a lot of the guys, they're kind of like, push me. You go first, bro. You go first. And then Silas and, Lee Sin kind of just kick each other away, and then they walked out. Not a lot happening here. But Koic trying to go in onto Zonk, but that healing, that damage, I mean, you trade into this as the briefcase misses, but Ray Leon is here. He's ready. He has, the ability comes up. Brenington popping that ultimate, not doing a whole lot there in POS2. Is he going to look to 1v2? He might 1v3. He's going to go. He's looking. He's trying to get out POS2. What can you do? Is that Kingslayer up? He's going to come out. He's coming back. That's 1 kill for POS2 on the Silas. And he's dead. Unfortunately, I got super hyped, but he died. He does get a kill for his troubles in a 1v3 situation, and they're just going to take this bot lane inhibitor. And this is really big. Baron is up as well. So if they can take this, they may even look to, no, they won't answer, but they will they get the charge here onto this inhibitor turret? They're trying. They're gonna guide it in. Shelly's gonna get that charge and then go down. 4 people on the side of Rock Tribe Esports breaking that bot lane inhibitor, and they're just gonna come out. They're gonna walk it out. Dragon's coming up in 35 seconds. That is an Infernal Drake as well. Infernal Soul. You know, if they get this, the next dragon will be on Soul Point, which is in about, you know, possibly 27 to 28 minutes, which is very early. Which is not super early, but it is early enough for them to try to close out this game. And Trance Tyrant is just trying to take their jungle back, inching in slowly, but it is just so scary for them, right? It is a almost 7,000 gold lead on the side of Rock Tribe Esports, and they have all the priority. They can do whatever they want. Elusive Tape Gun going in, hits the Q, goes in, gets stunned up by the Leona. Vark on a killing spree. POS is TP'd in. He's here. He's big. He's bad. He's mean. He's stolen the Crocodile's ultimate, and he's in the back line trying to kill everybody. And Trance Tyrants Esports slowly going down. The Crocodile, the Alligator, whatever you want to call him, Duel walks away, watching his teammates die. That's all he can do. Vark has a mission to kill this man, and he's just going to walk it out. Okay, Duel's going to walk it out, but he's level 11 to this Tristana's level 13. He cannot do anything right now, and it looks like Rock will try to just end the game off of that. Duel has no mana. He has to go back to the fountain. That tower is gone. Inhibitor towers are going. Game 1 goes to Rock Tribe Esports in a spectacular fashion at 23 minutes, and that is a statement game from them. Hopefully beautiful.
Woo, man.
Never ask me to play by play again, beautiful. It's way too hard.
You did a good job. No, for real. I was watching you from my phone as I was trying to fix my router from catching on fire.
Well, glad that the fire department hasn't been called in. Beautiful back. I don't know if you saw the end of that game, but right when you left, the 3K gold lead went into a 7K gold lead. Rock Tribe getting a beautiful fight, and just POS2, like I said, becoming a menace on that Silence, getting that double kill on that Silas, getting a double kill in that top lane really just accelerated him forward, allowed him to dictate the pace of the solo lanes, allowed him to split push when he wanted to. I mean, he came out with a 1v2 kill. I mean, they tried sending 3 at him. He came out with another kill. Rock Tribe ending that game super early on. I mean, beautiful. What are your thoughts, and what do you think Trance Tyrants needs to do to get back into this game 2?
So I got here right at the end, right after that last dragon fight, and what happened? Like Duel being on the Ziggs was like we thought that was going to be great. We thought that was going to work out for them. We were talking about the Galio being good enough to hold off multiple members. That just did not seem like to be the case from what I saw. What I did see, however, is POS2 absolutely popping off and going nuclear and just carrying that game. What I'd like to see them do is go to a comp with easier level of execution, because I do think
I agree.
Right. If you think change out that Galio, maybe put Galio mid as opposed to, doing the Diana Lee. Don't throw up your composition so crazily like that. Maybe you'd have some success there. If it was just like another engaged support, maybe an Alistar, maybe a Rel. I forget what the bans were, but it's just the Galio just did not seem to work. Yeah. Like they took off the Lulu. But there were no real support bans thrown the way of TTS. So put the Galio mid, get a more solid, stable support, something that can help Ziggs out, get him to that mid game to where it can actually be a factor, and also just not let POS2 go absolutely wild on these team fights, because he was like the saving grace of that early game, and we already had Zonk on Mundo scaling infinitely and just becoming, the doctor that goes where he pleases. And it showed there in those final fights, because that was the team fights. TTS couldn't even contest, it looked like.
Yeah, and it felt like the Ziggs never, like you said, never got to that scary mid game, never got to that hit you with the Q and half your health bar is gone. even his ultimates, he was hitting 2, 3, 4-man ultimates, and they just felt like they weren't doing enough damage there. I feel like the 2v2 on the side of Rock Tribe Esports or Rock Tribe, the Silas and the Graves worked out wonderfully. The Graves specifically, Ray Leon, I felt like he was everywhere. He was Oprah, man. He was doling out ganks. He's like, you get a gank, you get a gank. Even bot lane gets a gank. And he was where he needed to be almost every time, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
he did a really good job trading that early dragon when Zonk got dived up top lane. He did a really good job coming into the mid lane after Silas or POS2 died to that 3-man in the mid lane. Ray Leon came in and said, okay, you know what? I'll help you out. I understand the win condition. I understand that we don't need to play the top side. My bot lane has a winning matchup with this Tristana, Leona, and they can just really pressure the Ziggs out. And you saw what was happening. He did a good job of unlocking mid lane. And when you unlock mid lane, beautiful, do you know what happens? The mid lane just becomes a second jungler, and they're going to
yep,
4-man dive bot lane. They're just
yep,
going to keep putting the pressure, and very good job on Rock Tribe Esports to stunt that Ziggs, stunt that Diana. And it felt so close, and then it didn't. Like, it was
yeah,
close, and then snap of the fingers, Thanos style, the gold lead just started going further and further. It just it disappeared. The teammates or the team on Trance Tyrants disappeared. And
absolutely.
really, I like the idea of a burden of execution. Get an easier comp going, get duel on a standard AD carry, get their support on something, even Leona, contested Leona can get an Alistar, like you said, and don't try being too fancy. I don't think Lee Sin, he's still a good solo laner. They didn't nerf him, but there's a lot of solo laners out there that are still very, very viable. You see a lot of stuff, that you can play into the Silas, and I just feel like POS2 took over with that. I think the Renekton was fine. He was doing good early. You saw what happened when they got that gank off and when they dived him. They just, couldn't re-dive him quick enough, right? They
Yeah,
didn't really try to re-dive him. I feel like after that, POS2 teleport, they were a little scared. Then they started sending 4 people in there. Then they tried to kill Zonk again. But even when Renekton is so far ahead, you got to use that advantage to get these early dragons or possibly these early Rift Heralds, and they just couldn't accelerate the game to the pace that they wanted to, unfortunately.
yeah. Unfortunately, it was the first game loss coming out for TTS. I'm gonna let you rest your voice a little bit, man, because you kind of carried me through that last one.
Nah,
So
nah.
we're gonna take it to a quick break. We will be right back for game 2 between Rock Tribe and between Trance Tyrants. We'll be right back. And we're back. Game 2. TTS versus ROQ. We rock in with the boys tonight. And Shivy, game 2. What do you think Trance Tyrants got to fix to bring us to a game 3? Or do you think it's going to be the 2-0 sweep for them Rock boys?
Rock Tribe is a very strong team. I can't stress it enough, guys. They won XLNC heavy spring split last split, and these guys are a legit team. So it's gonna take a combined effort from Trance's side. I think not necessarily scrap their whole draft idea or draft plans, but I mean you can shift that Ziggs into the mid lane if you want. You don't have to throw it into that bot lane. I think for Trance, I think they just need to be flexible. I think they need to be more willing to throw champions, in other areas where, it's not just like a set in stone. I feel like they come into draft with their own plan and they're not really trying to adapt necessarily. Like they're going, okay, I want these champions, and I think these champions, if we get this combination, if we get these kinds of compositions, we can just win and we'll stomp. Whereas I feel like Rock, they were a little bit more flexible, right? I mean, it felt like, they definitely had a draft plan, and most teams come in with their own sort of set ideas. But I felt like Rock was more willing to, throw things here and there. Their draft is a little bit more, not necessarily reactive, but adaptive is the word I want to use. And I think for TTS, what they need to do is, if they feel like the Silas or this mid lane is a problem, they can ban that out. I don't necessarily hate the bans, right? I think the bans are really good. Banning the Lulu out, banning the LeBlanc, the Zoe, all these bans from both teams were very, very solid. They were target bans for some of them, but I think for me, I feel like Duel is a good player. He is a good ADC. He can be the carry for TTS. And if you just give him that traditional, AD carry that he likes, then I think he can do it. I mean, this guy has 1,100 games this season. It's not like he's bad at the video game, right? He plays a lot of Varus, a lot of Kog'Maw, and I think, for them, if they don't get the Lulu banned out, they can go Lulu Cog, and I think these guys are the teams that can execute it. And obviously that's a lot, we talked about burden of execution and things like that, but if it's something you've practiced, I don't see a lot of Ziggs games on the side of Duel. So unless he's practicing it on a Smurf or doing it on an account that I don't see, just get him his stuff, get him what he's good at, and let the man lane.
Absolutely, yeah. And the performance on the Ziggs wasn't really the best. He didn't look the most comfortable with the big fights when they were going on, and that did lead to a lot of miscommunication and dismay on these team fights. Also, having wounds on that support Galio may not have been the best pick. There were multiple supports still available in the pool for him to pick. And
coming out.
I do think if they got him onto something more traditional, he has played a good bit of the Galio for sure, but it's just the Bard was up, Rel was up, Thresh was up, something to help out that Ziggs, but also facilitate for your team would have been better in my opinion. We're getting into the draft, and right off the bat, Kled and Thresh taken off the table for Trance, and Rock will take out the Gwen Zin. I'm fine with that, Looks like Rock gonna take out the Graves and Aurelia. Okay, so Aurelia, we're not gonna see the buffs in action tonight, sadly. I do like the buffs they gave to Aurelia, and she's more late game powerhouse now, and that's cool. So,
yeah, I really like the Gwen ban. I think she's very strong in the top lane. She's blindable. I think she's one of the very few blindable top lanes in Coach. Trance Tyrants is gonna go for that Lucian, and that Lucian can be flexed mid or bot. Right, Duel plays a lot of Lucian. It's 110 games on it in that bot lane. While for also Elusive Tape Gun is the kind of player that can pivot that Lucian in that mid lane, and we talked about being flexible. And it looks like Clonk, Gronk, Zonk, or Rock Tribe is gonna go for that Ziggs. They're gonna take that strat and they're gonna yoink it away. They're gonna say, "This is mine. I'm gonna take that." And I think if they can execute on it, they can say, whatever you could do, I can do better. I think Vark has the ability to pilot that champion. I don't see a lot of Ziggs on him either. I feel like both these guys, are picking up Ziggs. They're just saying, "Oh, Ziggs is strong," but you gotta why is it strong? Oh, he can take turrets. Oh, he can be, positioned into the mid lane to take over, wave clearing duty. And they're gonna take the Lee Sin as well. So Ziggs, Lee Sin, B1 and B2. That is possibly a bot laner and mid laner, and possibly a jungler top and a mid. So still being flexible. I think this season is all about flex picks right now, as we see Evil Eyes take that Nautilus as well. Evil Eyes is going to take that Nautilus for their support. Wounds is a huge, engaged support player. He loves playing these kinds of champions. He likes playing, the Rakan, the Thresh, the Nautilus, these kinds of champions, and the Volibear coming in as well.
Okay.
So if Trance did initiate those early dives, and Volibear is one of those champions that you want to initiate those early dives with. Once he gets level 6, you run your bear up to top lane, into mid lane, take down that turret, disable it for a little bit, and just go to town on the mid laner or the top laner. And really, if Trance wants to execute those early dives like that, I'm all for it. Volibear is much better at diving. Evil Eyes as well. Nautilus, not Evil Eyes. Nautilus is also really good if you want to shift him around. Wounds is known. We saw him roam around and get those, good picks into the mid. I think they even shifted him to the top lane at one point, and unfortunately, Duel had to pay with his life. But they're willing to shift him around everywhere. So I like this composition from GTS. A lot easier to execute. Hit R with Nautilus, hit R with Volibear, hit Q, and you just go in.
Yeah. Oh man, I do love me a good scrap. These are some scrapping champions right now. Like the pick on. With the Volibear Nautilus, that just screams engage and fight. Rock picking up the Leona with Lee Sin is interesting in my opinion because, picking up the Ziggs, you want to have something else to facilitate, a little bit of appeal for him. Leona is a good body blocker, but mostly we do know her for her immaculate engage potential. Picking up the Victor allows a little bit more zoning off the side of Rock Tribe. So it's good to see that picked up. A lot of the mid bands coming out, with the Zoe, with the Silas getting taken off. Is the Seraphine hover? Is that a Seraphine hover? That's a Seraphine lock.
That's a Seraphine lock. That's not just a hover.
Oh, man.
And that could get thrown into the top lane, into the mid lane. We're going to see what they do with this Seraphine. And TTS's comp is looking pretty scary. They have the Lucian, the Nautilus, the Volibear. They have the Seraphine there for the same. It just feels like you've got a bunch of beefy boys and they're not going to die, right? Duel, if not Duel, but if Seraphine can hit these, in big charms, and This is an interesting composition.
Are they gonna do what I think they're gonna do? Chip. So hear me out. Okay, so
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm going to assume we haven't seen Lucian in bot lane in quite some time. As he, just doing pretty well for himself on the solo lanes, returning the Mac and all that. So I'm assuming it's going to be Seraphine Nautilus in the bot lane here for TTS. And now
Kowic could take that top lane, right? I mean,
he could, yeah.
He has Seraphine. I'm looking at his stats right now.
He has it. He has it on there too.
He's got some Seraphine on there. They're gonna go Rock Tribe, not knowing what to do. They don't know where these champions are going. They're gonna take the Set into that final pick, and I like Set. I like him into these compositions that are a lot more, I wouldn't say squishier, but they can't really run away from you. If he gets a huge flank, if he possibly even takes that Hex flash in the top lane if he wants to, but if he can just get that flash, R's into Rock Tribe. I mean, anybody that gets R'd in or set R'd into Rock Tribe immediately dies. They get blown up. They're dead. They're gone. They're kaput. It's Ziggs, Lee Sin, a Victor. They're just gonna burst you down, and you can't do anything about it. Well, on the side of Trance Tyrants, it feels like they just want to play these fights out longer and longer, right? The longer these fights go, the more Seraphine can get the healing down. If she goes that, Moonstone build, and Moonstone did get buffed recently in the past couple of patches. It's still not the old school Moonstone that we used to see that everybody used to build, but I think it's still pretty decent now. They can also go the Shirelia's build as well, which gives them a lot of movement, and it can, give them the ability to kite around and kite out a lot longer. There's so many different builds the Seraphine can go, and this is a Seraphine top as well. It's not a Seraphine support. So, it's actually a Lucian top, Volley Bear jungle, and a LeBlanc mid right now as we're seeing on our screen. So you're right, it's Seraphine Nautilus into the bot lane?
Yeah, the infinite CC of death. You will not escape. That's what they're looking like they're trying to pull off by the Trance boys. And Lucian top, LeBlanc mid. Yeah, because when they picked the LeBlanc, I was very unsure. And then once they picked the Seraphine, that just kind of put it all together for me. So putting the Lucian top, he's good. He does pretty well into melee matchups. Very annoying poke, able to dance around. If he goes Gale Force, that's like 3 dashes right there. If he takes Flash, that's 3. He's just going to be moving around like crazy. So his maneuverability will be there, and his fight power still is pretty potent. Having a Seraphine there to buff up the Nautilus and the Volibear when they, are jumping in, getting those notes out on the back end, staying a pretty decent distance away from the rest of the team, in theory, it should work out well. But once again, talking about ease of execution on these compositions, you look at Rock Tribe's composition, that's super straightforward and pretty easy to work with. They're literally just going to jump at you with 3, and the backline, AP, it's fine. They're chilling. So we'll have to see if the Trance boys can actually navigate their composition better this time and be able to pull off the victory here and get us to a game 3, or are they going to crumble under the pressure? Is this composition a little bit difficult for them to execute? So with that being said, all the teams have their champions locked in. We're going to go through the spectator delay as usual, and when we get back, we will be in for game 2 between Trance Tyrants and Rock Tribe. All right, we're going to get hot dropped right back into this game. We do have most of the stuff fixed up and ready to go. And just like my Apex and Warzone games, we're going to drop right into the middle of a fight as it happens right now. Oh, the kills are already coming out, man. That's crazy. Oh, man, we promised you some action and some spiciness in this game, too. And here we are. Trivia Boy's running for his life. No mana to speak of. Barely any health. Does have the flash. Barely getting away. Good flash in, and mid lane
Elusive tape gun!
Oh, sniped out, taken down. POS2 will fall, so that's 2 quick kills going over to the Tyrants, and that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted them to get off to a good start. We wanted them to have that early game aggression, and yeah, we were talking about builds potentially coming in from Duel on the Seraphine, and he went Comet, so that does nudge a little bit more in that Luden's direction. I'd like to say, over going like say something like Airy or so for Moonstone. So Well, we watching that tentatively as he has with the double rings because of that last kill was able to back get that assist gold money. He's going Doran's plus Dark plus the tier. He's already off to a good start.
Hey, he gets one more. He gets one more ring, beautiful, and he's gonna be looking like Michael Jordan in his first couple wins. But we are going back into the production. We got some production issues, but those 2 early kills, and we're right back into it. 2 early kills coming in on the side of Trance Tyrants. As we were just slamming them, during that little break that we had, like, oh, the burden of execution, you have to get ahead early. And, elusive tape gun delivers, duel and wounds both deliver. So we're going to see, now we've seen both 80 carries try to pilot the Ziggs, and both of them have looked, not the best. Obviously, it's a little early to say that right now, but Vark getting solo killed, or Vark and Trivia Boy getting, 2v2 killed when they had such a dominant game 1 performance in that bot lane.
Look at this hover. Hold on. Look at this hover. Look at this hover mid lane. Look where Wounds is. He's chilling over there. They're going to help take Raptors for Evil Eyes, but man, he was looking for that flash over the wall into that engage on the POS2. They see their man. They want to keep him down because, yes, he was super pivotal in the game 1 on that silence, how much damage he was able to do. And
Seraphine's gonna get dive. Duel, you've got to be able to sniff this out. Oh no,
he has to.
Level 3.
He has no summoners. He will get spotted because that control ward is there. He's already running. The TP's coming out, so the dive is. They're gonna walk away with it. They're gonna take that summoner spell.
Counter engage coming from TPS.
Oh, it is. But good flash, Ray Leon.
Oh,
wait, that worked. Okay.
Beautiful.
So really beautiful. Really good jukes coming around. The Rock Boys, making sure their man gets out alive. Great bait. We're able to get out that TP coming in from Koei. So he's going to have to walk all the way back up to the lane. But this will result in Dragon going the way of Trance Tyrants. You know what? TP for Dragon, I'll take that in this case, even though it is just a music cloud.
Yeah, but Gronk up here, he gets that, lane back a little bit, gets to get him. The CS is going to come out with 2 turret plates as well. That's 320 gold into his pockets. And if he could get that early, he already has that Ninja Tabby, or plated steel caps now, if you want to call it that for the new school players. I know it's called plated steel caps. I know it's called the steel caps now, but they're pretty much tabbies. If he can go back, get that thorn mail even, and he can start trying to, fight Coach in this lane. Like you said, Coach had to hoof it back into that top lane. Gronk still has his TP as well. So if they want, they could look for a dive into this bot lane. They could re-dive him if they really want to, or they could, take another objective or take another fight into this bot side, and Gronk has that advantage. But Ray Leon coming in, flash onto Lucian.
The ultimate, the level 7 flashes out. He is still marked. Ray Leon will take that Q. He is on there. We'll get the kill over to Zonk. No, not enough damage. Oh, maybe that's one of those instances where you're just going to say, it's my kill. I worked for it harder anyway. Ray Leon throwing the ball over to Zonk. Trying to get that dunk, but he hit nothing but rim. And that's very unfortunate. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the flash goes wide. Just a little bit wide in POS2, but he's still stuck. He blows the flash to get out. He is ignited. He was walking back. And there's a Xenoblade coming in from a Trivia Boy. That's a lot of damage going down. He's burning down. There's a Chaos Storm burning down. Trivia will claim the kill, but over the side. What a massive jump in. Stormbreaker comes down. Evil Eyes will get the return kill on the POS2. Xenoblade going back in. Trivia Boy, do you want that from downtown? The Ziggs ultimate, the damage is there. Not quite. Wounds was able to get the shield up and get out just enough health just in time. 1-for-1 trade overall on both sides. But man, the amount of cooldowns blown from Rock Tribe is just...
And beautiful is this?
Oh my god.
Is this the NBA Finals? We've got dunks, we've got slams, we've got rims, we've got so much going on. And then we've got, in that mid lane fight, POS coming out, couldn't get a kill, does come up with the assist. Is 0-2 in that lane, and now it's looking a lot different. Trance Tyrants looking like they're in the driver's seat. A 300 gold lead, very small gold lead on the side of Trance Tyrants, because Set did pick up those 2 early turret plates, and I feel like that kind of swung the gold a little bit, into their not in their favor, but made it a little bit more even. But it feels like LeBlanc is getting an elusive tape gun 1-1-1 right now. Evil Eyes 1-0. That Volibear can look very, very strong later on to the game, but Jewel is aggressing onto Vark, and Vark. Yeah, he puts the blue suede shoes on, gets out of there. Ray Leon back in the top lane.
Stoic,
They don't like
no!
him.
Oh, got the kick in. He's making sure he gets this kill this time. Zonk will claim the credit. No shenanigans here, no missed calls. That is one dead Lucian. Meanwhile, good engage. Redline comes in, some wounds. Gonna do some trading back and forth. But remember, you're against the Seraphine. She's gonna be able to heal up, while you, as the Ziggs Leona, will not. So that's Trance gonna be walking away from that. One kill down into the pockets of Rock Tribe, though. These lanes are very volatile here in this early game, just at 10 minutes.
Yeah, and Ray Leon doing what he does best, right? I mean, game one, I felt like he was ever on the map. This time, I feel like he's really focusing in on the top lane. I don't know if Zonk is calling for these ganks, if he doesn't like the fact that Coach is just up there beating on him, but now he has a small gold lead, a small CS lead, actually. Yeah, wounds and duel. I feel like once Nautilus gets level 6, it's gonna be so hard for Vark to walk up to that wave, right? Because once you get ultimate from the Nautilus, oh no.
Suplexes him out, tries to get some distance, will get stunned up. He's getting chased down. That's a red buff and blue buff on that Voli there. Cooldowns and burns, all there. Getting up the grit, looking for that shield.
He just walked it out.
Just walked it out. He has the I get it. He has a Warden's Mail, the steel capsule. Oh my god, that shouldn't happen. Speaking of things that shouldn't happen, Vark gets taken down once again by Duel, and the fight is right on. 3v3 situation. Very low health bars though. There's a great stopwatch coming from the wounds. The Chaos Storm has gunned down. He's gonna try to walk away.
Oh,
but Ray Leon on that early game in. Oh, it's not enough, and that's a double kill coming in for Ray Leon. Tape Gun just to watch his bot lane die right in front of him. We're talking about him being all over the map. I swear he was just top lane and he was already bot lane able to get that gank in and get those
Evil Eyes was just down there too, and now he's coming up top.
Oh man, they just don't want to stop. Zonk running back to his turret. We've seen him walk it out before. Maybe he can walk it out again. Yeah, build up that grid.
He just wants to walk it out.
He takes the better of that trade. What is going on here? This is one buff pit boss showing why he is the boss indeed, as both Koic and Evil Eyes not able to take him out under 2 repeat ganks.
Yeah, and now the blue buff going over on the side of POS2. A lot of POS2, a lot of just, happened just now, right? It was looking good for Duel and Wounds. I think what happened, unfortunately we didn't get to see it on the camera or on the stream, but I think what happened was as soon as Wounds hit 6, he just depth charged Ziggs. Yeah. And then Seraphine ulted him, and then Vark was dead, right? I think that's what happened. Yeah. But then they ran out of gas. They ran out of juice for that next engagement into the mid lane river, or in the bot side river. And then Elusive Tape Gun's cooldowns went off. She did what she could on LeBlanc, right? She did all her cooldowns, blew everything, but just didn't have enough. Wounds tried to stall with that stopwatch, like you mentioned, but it just wasn't enough. Duel and Wounds did not have enough juice in the tank, and they actually end up giving the double kill over to Rock Tribe. But now Evil Eyes, they're gonna go for this dragon. This is a second dragon. These are early dragon stacks. Infernal here, so we might either see a Mountain Soul or an Ocean Soul, and they get the Ocean Soul.
Looking the Ocean Roll, yeah.
And if they get Ocean Soul, oh my god, it's gonna be so devastating, because you have the Seraphine healing, you've got the Ocean Soul healing. It's gonna be so much. And Grievous Wounds, as much as I love Grievous Wounds as an item, as a buy, I just feel like it won't be enough, as Clonkronk is just gonna beat this turret down 1-2, 1-2.
That's all his. Poet can't do anything as he's getting engaged on by Ray Leon, who is just rolling through the skills. He's walking him down. That was effortless. Solo kill, solo bolo from Ray Leon, taking out Koic, also giving up first turret. Brick Gold going over to Zonk, all solo by himself. Top side of Rock Tribe is really trying to keep this team alive here, as Trance Tyrants are able to pick up the dragon, getting those dragons on their side, trying to keep this gold afloat, but the lead is going over to Rock as they were able to get those kills and the turret.
Yeah, and if we could toggle the gold here, I feel like Set is just so far ahead of Lucian right now, and I feel like Lucian pick hasn't worked out, but
we're not gonna... the TP. Wait, where are we paying attention to? Where are we throwing it? Vark and Duel fighting, but there's fighting over by the Herald. No, they will be staved off. Everybody's just gonna hit each other real hard, real quick, and walk away. No hard commits to the fights just yet. Turret plating has fallen as we have hit the 14-minute mark, and it's the goal is pretty much even, but so are these item leads, I want to say. Aside from, Ray Leon once again getting his mythic before everybody else, because the man ganks and gets results like nobody's business.
And look at that top lane, 5,500 to the Lucian, and that's not what you normally see out of these lanes. As Duel goes wide with the ultimate.
He's on a ward. He doesn't know he's on a ward. Vark, come on, man. Vark. He flashes over, gets the kill. Oh, will trade his life, but get something in the end. That should not have happened. The execution. Trance Tyrants, you might be slacking a little bit here in this mid game.
And real man play from Vark. Throws the flash auto Q into Duel, says if I'm done, you're going with me. But a really good kill allows Elusive Tapecoin to possibly pick up this bot lane turret here as mid lane is getting pressured. But we do see Evil Eyes is there and Nautilus is over there. Wounds is over there. We're going to see what they can do. And Ray Leon back at it again.
Don't do it. Looks for the insect. Doesn't quite connect. The Q will connect. The Depth Charge is coming out as well.
Oh,
they that kill. Oh no, he flashed in. Oh no, Wounds will take the credit though. Throwing out the Rammus, it's okay. Looking for a Q. We'll throw down Shelly instead. The aggressors become the aggress as Rock Tribe running for the hills right here.
Yeah, really kind of I want to say cocky from Ray Leon and the boys on Rock Tribe. Just a little cocky, diving in between two mid lane turrets. I get what you're trying to do. You want to push your lead as much as you can, but the gold lead was at 1.3.5, and now it's kind of slowly, going away. It's about 2.5 right now, so 1,000 less. But Trance Tyrants, they're still in it. They feel like they're still in it. That top lane has gone down, actually. Zonk is on a mission, man. And you would think this is the guy that's playing Ziggs because of all these turrets going down. I don't think I've saw Vark take one down yet. Klonkronk is just pushing this Lucian in and just has that immense item lead, right? Gore Drinker, Warden Mail's Phage into a Noon Quiver and a pickaxe. Don't know if that's still how the lane goes. Unfortunately, Lucian could not use that, pick advantage against Set. Set, is able to come out on top, and now he's going to start affecting these team fights a lot more. Dragon is coming up in 1 minute and 15. TPs are coming up for both of the top laners. I feel like Klonkronk should have the TP advantage for a very slight couple seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds on Coach. They're both probably going to have it up for the Dragon, but it feels like Lucian cannot answer Set, and I don't think anybody really can answer the Set unless it's LeBlanc, just because the MR has not been built on Klonkronk Zonk yet. But beautiful. What do you think of these 80 carries picking Ziggs? I got a bone to pick, man. I have a bone to pick.
I'm telling you right now, I don't want to see no more Ziggs for the rest of this patch. Ban it away or something because it's not working out too well. 1-3-1 on Vark right now as Dragon is spawning here in 30 seconds. We were talking about it in Champ Select. The damage profile on Trance Tyrants team composition. The only ADs you have are Evil Eyes on Volibear and Koic on the Lucian. Now Evil Eyes, he's not going to go full aggressive on this Volibear to go full AD. He did get Sunderer, so he will have that little extra damage and the regen, but most of the people buy it for the health and the regen. So he's not going to be doing the AD damage. What we have here, though, is a Lucian that is griefing and is going to get deleted in every fight. Speaking of deleted, half of Zonk's health bar is going down, and Trivia Boy going in. Over the side goes. No way. Stormbreaker goes over the side. Has to flush out his POS too. Look at the health bar. Look at the health bar. Oh my god. Duel gives himself a double kill on the back half of that, though. Will be a shutdown as well. That was a fight Trance Titans won, but
oh my god.
Buff, that is a buff man. He will claim one kill. He will get a double as both of those credits go over to Vark, who is untouched over here in the back side of that fight. But it is a 2 for 4, I want to say, coming out with Tyrants on top, and they will take this Dragon for their spoils after a crazy team fight.
Yeah, and it was so weird that, Rock Tribe kind of gave up their positioning on Dragon. They were there first, and then Trance kind of just walked in and took everything. If Ziggs is good at anything, and you've heard me talk about this concept multiple times before, Beautiful, the concept of, taking damage when you're moving, right? Vark can set up these mines, these satchel charges. It's almost like a game of footsies if you guys are familiar with fighting games where, like, you guys are vying for position, you guys are vying for inches on this Dragon, on this bottom lane river, or this bot side river, and Vark on the Ziggs is one of those champions that can make you take a lot of punishment if you just walk in carelessly, and I feel like they didn't really use that side of Ziggs. They didn't use that part to Ziggs as an advantage. They kind of just let TTS walk in, dictate the pace of what's going to happen, and they just, Elusive Tapecoin went in, got the 2 chains onto Set. Set has no MR right now, so he got chunked out, and then Seraphine came and hit him with the, on the Leanders, actually didn't go the...
Oh, Zonk, can he get out? Oh, that thought shit, because Zonk is in a 3v1 situation, and that man is going to survive for as long as he can. Drinker going to heal up. Koic is there. There's the damage coming in. He will just walk him down. The Warden's Mail and the Steel Plate can't help you now, brother. And that's going to be the credit going over to Kate Gum as
Duel.
Solarflare comes out. Duel in a bad spot, throwing the big bomb. Vark gets himself another kill. Shutdown goal going in the pockets as well. We were talking about TTS pricing for the good team fights and the positioning on these larger team fights, but these smaller skirmishes, they still need to work on that. They still need to shore that up a bit. They're still down in gold. It's 20 minutes and they are on Dragon Soul Point, yes, but they need to shore up these disadvantages, get more vision around and be able to see these fights coming, because they want to start these skirmishes, but they can't finish them or answer them correctly. Rock Tribe has 3 turrets to Tyrants only having 1, and like that's one of the big things because they play around this vision so much. They play around all these wards, and it's just really showing Rock Tribe played it for the longer end of the game. Trance Tyrants, they got to pick up this pace real quick, or it's gonna get bad real fast.
Yeah, and you can see the vision on that, bot side over there. If you look into the, blue side jungle for Rock Tribe, there's, TTS really got that vision down. Look at all that ward coverage, baby. And that's not taken out. And, those wards, you may look at them, oh, they're kind of useless, right? They're not playing around them. But if you're on the side of Trance Tyrants, you can look at those wards and say, okay, they're not there. So where could they be? They're either in the mid lane, they're either hiding in the bushes, they're either in their red side jungle. It's process of elimination here, and Trance Tyrants can use that infill. The fact that they're not in that, they don't see them in that bot side, they can, figure out, oh, they're in the river, they're somewhere here, and they can take these engagements, they can walk where they want to. So we're going to see how TTS really plays around that vision. It feels like Vark and the rest of Rock Tribe are slowly inching their vision lineup. Right now, Trivia Boy is just now putting wards into the red side part of Trance Tyrants, but their ward line is more, in the middle side where, Trance Tyrants also has pinks down there. You look at that, look at that Baron side. They have a pink in that bush. They have another ward there. I believe they have the scuttle. Or no, they just have a ward on the Baron as well. So they're not, they can't get anything stuck on their noses. And just now, Rock Tribe is putting those wards onto the bot side, red side. But I feel like those are, 2 of the same wards. They don't really do that much. I would have loved a deeper, maybe pink if they could, but I just feel like they don't have enough information to get these wards out.
Yeah, definitely. There's the scattered warding around the map is very good, but it isn't information that exactly wants. I do think it is the advantage of Rock right now. Like you saw that ward in the bush right next to Raptors. That's really good information for them to grab as they are gravitating towards this mid lane. So once again, I want to reiterate that that it is Dragon Soul Point for Trance Tyrants right now. Dragon spawning here in a minute and 15. Both teams gearing up to try to take this as buffs are taken around the map. And Rock Tribe right now gathering around mid lane trying to get a pick. Most of the team on Trance Tyrants, they've scattered, they've done their recalls and whatnot, hoping to get these timings. And it's just, who gets to set up first.
Is Victor gonna die here? No, he's not. He's not. I thought they were gonna dive him here, but Dragon, like you said, is coming up in 45 seconds. Trance Tyrants does have the soul point in their hand. Can they walk in and just take it like they did last time?
Oh, he missed the Q. Looking for the insect, not gonna miss, but also the Seraphine ultimate goes wide too.
Oh my god!
Everybody missing key cooldowns right now. Koic able to hold on to his flash, only having to use the Gale Force to get out was definitely good there, but no ultimate coming out, the encore for Duel, and no Dragon Rage coming out for Leon, who did have to blow his flash there. Not
and
good.
Vark. Vark uses ultimate as well. I mean, there's no
Mega Inferno Bomb. Right. So 12 seconds here on this Soul Point Dragon for Trance Tyrants. Everybody's doing the dance. Getting choked up. He's stunned. He's locked out and he's done. We do not want that to happen. The fight is on, jumping into the back line. There goes Zonk. It's a 4v5 situation as the rest of TTS is having to run back. They're running back as fast as they can, but the damage is all there. There's damage. Health bar's going down. Vark is on a rampage as that will be multiple kills. They're not even going for this dragon right now. They're saying, hey, Baron's up and most of y'all are dead. We can take that easy, as Koic was not in that fight. Their AD damage was not in that fight.
Oh, he had to walk it out. He had to walk out. He could not walk in.
There was no damage coming out as Duel was having to run. Most of the team was having to run split across that fight. Koic is there. He is on a ward. The man not going to be able to try anything fancy, but it was just that catch on the elusive Tate Gum, not quite as elusive as he wanted to be. He jumped in. That's the whole thing on LeBlanc. If you jump into Leona, you're probably going to die. It's just how that works.
Right,
as Koic 1v1 in this.
No.
No. He got the kill. No. The misplay there, the Gore Trigger into the Dragon Rage kick away, allowed Koic to get those last few bits of the culling off, and that will be another kill going into his pockets. the dragon did go the way of Rock Tribe, which is really good at keeping TTS off the soul, but they weren't able to get a Baron. You saw some of them did try to attempt it. It just did not go their way. 12 to 12 on the kills. Small little gold lead, 39.2 to 42.6. But oh my god, Chibi, this is on a knife's edge here in this game too.
Yeah, both of these teams are just trading blows for blows. I feel like Ray Leon, another, bit of a cocky move there. Thought he could take, the Lucian, thought he could kill him. I mean, he does. They're equal in gold. I believe the items on Lucian is a lot better. Eats the culling pretty much every single shot of it and just isn't able to get that kill. They weren't able to get the Baron. Like you said, they did secure the Dragon, though, on the side of Rock Tribe, and now everybody's looking to reset. I feel like right now the tensions are high. They're going to look for a team fight at this next Dragon. If not, I feel like both of these teams are just going to be, remiss or not remiss. They're going to be, okay with just farming in these mid lanes and these top lane and the bot lane and just farming these out. Ziggs on the wave clear duty. That mid lane turret still standing with a sliver, a little bit of HP. Somehow it's on there. And Ziggs are just wave clearing into that mid lane. But now we have some key items coming out on the side of both teams, right? We have the double Sterax on the side of Gronk and Ray Leon. We have the Merlinomicon on the side of Victor. Ziggs picking up that Seraph's Embrace and the Death Cap as well. 3 items. He is probably one of the strongest members. And we were roasting him. We were grilling him a little bit early game when he was 1-3-1, but he was able to pick up a lot of these kills in some of those skirmishes that they were, they had, and is now 5-3-3, and he's at that point. He's at that mid game now where you take 1 Q on any side of TTS other than maybe Volibear, you're dead.
Yeah, and Elusive Tape Gun playing once again. The man is like an absolute maniac. The way he's playing on such a dangerous rope because he keeps jumping in. Not only does Ray Leon have the ability to follow him with the resonating strike, but Trivia Boy, like we saw in that last fight, able to follow him through with the Zenith Blade. A lot of summoners will forget that if you get tagged with that Zenith Blade, Leona will follow you to your destination, whether that's a flash, a dash, or a blink. So having to watch out for that. It's at that mid-game point, 26 minutes in. We are doing the classic NAA Ram dance, but Tape Gum has to play a lot more cautious because if he gets tagged, he is the majority of their damage. Yes, he only has the Ludens and the Zanyas, but he does a decent amount of damage to this very squishy team, aside from Zonk, Yes, Ray Leon has some resistances and whatnot, but the only magic MR he's holding right now is those Mercury Shreds. So he can still take a decent amount of damage from this LeBlanc, especially if she does the amplify double cast on them. But it seems that they're slowing the pace down, and Trance Tyrants are waiting again for the soul point, waiting again for that big opportunity for them to get that much stronger with that Ocean Soul. Because we were talking about it, having an Ocean Soul on big boys like a Nautilus and a Volibear is just really crazy to deal with, especially when you have a Seraphine healing up your team.
I agree.
Rock Tribe definitely knows this.
Yeah, and they're setting up Dragon quite a bit early, which I like. Getting here at the 1 minute 15 mark. Vark is probably going to try to take that blue buff for himself, and he's just going to be a menace right now, throwing all these, Qs and Es and satchel charges and mines and mega infernal bombs, and just being annoying as Ray Leon is going to try to get onto Koic, and I feel like Ray Leon has it out for this man. He has been on him since, top lane, since the game started.
Yep, and he will tag him, but he's not going to follow it. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be on him. He is the AD threat for the team of Tyrants, and Rock Tribe, they know this. They know what's going to happen. TPs are available for both teams, but everybody is already gathered here, as the Dragon will be spawning here momentarily. Rock Tribe trying to back Tyrants into a corner, saying, step up if you dare.
Look at the mines. Look at the mines. Look at what Vark's doing.
He's zoning ability, baby. Yeah, the zoning ability is... Tape Gum is trying to get this turret, but he's getting aggressed on. They will chase him out of there. Wanting to cracking that mid turret is such an important part of...
Now they just give up River, though. What is Rock Tribe doing?
They're giving up River. Yes, the advantage positioning is back on the side of Tyrants. But
do they feel like they can just walk
Rock in? Rock knows they can just walk in and fight this. There's an Encore going out. Wait! Not onto Zonk. Oh, into the background. What a great Stormbreaker. Equalize. Take out POS. That's putting the damage down. Tape comes on the side. They're zoning off. The rest of the team. Vark is not able to fight. Vark's not able to get into the fight. His team is falling right in front of him. Tape Gum will take down Trivia Boy. Ray Leon. Derek is proc. He is still alive. He will run. He will try to regen. Gets the Q. He's falling all the way back. That's the wrong move, buddy. You don't want to do that, or Takeoff will slam him down.
Vark versus
Make
the
that-
world.
It is Vark versus the world. He does not have the Mega Inferno Bomb ready. He is full health, but he will watch his team fall. And that will be Ocean Soul going over to Tyrants as they just want to make a beeline, looking over to Baron as the TP is being channeled. It is just Vark still up right now as Tape Gum, he's jumping in the damage, he's jumping, he's gone! Shut down, and that's gold going straight into the pockets of Tape Gum. He's gonna get that shut down, he's gonna get the turret, they're gonna get the ace. Oh my goodness, Trance Tyrants pulling it back here in this game too.
Yeah, and Rock Tribe going for LeBlanc. I mean, she's just taking tier 1, guys, and 30 minutes into the game, you gave up all of that positioning that you so valiantly, vied for with all the mines, with the satchel charge, with everything, and now Elusive Tape Gun is just on a rampage.
Oh no, you hate to see it. You do. This is LeBlanc starting to do LeBlanc things. She has her Void Staff and her Ludens completed, and 10 stacks on the Magi's. It's there. POS2 having a completely different game than he was in game 1 on the Silas. Him on this Victor 0, 6, and 6. He's not quite devilish, but he is on fast track there. But it's just the unit that is Trance Tyrants right now, playing this back game, being able to kite away from the engage of Rock Tribe, which they shouldn't be able to do in theory, with the dashing in from Ray Leon on this Lee Sin and with Zonk being able to soak up so much damage before going down, but Vark being the main point of damage here. We were talking about earlier how in Tyrants, this Koic and Tape Gum don't get anything going. They're the main source of damage, but Duel, he has a pretty potent amount of damage coming out with these notes that he's been throwing. Baroned up, sold up, Trance Tyrants looking to take some objectives around the map.
Yeah, and just a real head-scratching decision from Rock Tribe, right? To just give up that positioning in that dragon. That leads to, like you said, the Soul, the Baron. I mean, it's just a tier 1 turret. And now, that tier 1 turret that you so badly wanted to defend it. I see what he was going for. Oh, POS2 is just gone. He's gone. He's deleted. That guy's dead.
Okay. It was a distraction. It was a bait the entire time. It made the other team kind of go, hey, did this Seraphine just blow his ult? But no, that will be POS2 going down once again. Another tower in the bag for Trance. But yeah, Shibby, this is, like, we're talking about the execution of this team composition. I don't know if Tyrants have got lucky or they are just playing it like they should, because they are definitely the team going up against Rock. Oh, that's some of this big damage. Evilized jumping into the background once again. Stormbreaker raining down at the same time. Tape Gum coming in with the backup follow-up damage. And this might be the game right here. 3 are dead.
Oh yeah, they have
4.
4 is dead.
Baroned up, sold up. Everybody's still alive, minus wounds. 4v1 situation. It's Trivia Boy against the world, but he's only in a Leona. He won't be able to do much.
Victor's up. Victor's up, and he's going to be down pretty soon. If Elusive Tape Gun wants to do it, yeah. Missed the chain.
Oh, missed the chain, but it's not gonna. It's gonna be enough. It'll be enough. As he flashes back into the fountain, tries to heal up. Not gonna happen. Grievous wounds are there. That's another ace. That. Shivy, we were talking about it in Champ Select. Could they do it? We were talking about it in Champ Select. And
yeah,
I mean,
Trance Tyrants. I mean, we were knocking them for the damage profile, but that LeBlanc just got farther and farther ahead, and I feel like Rock Tribe just didn't respect them. No Banshees coming out from either Victor or Ziggs. I mean, if you're Ziggs, right, you're 3 items, right? I get it. You want to go for the damage. You want to get that death cap, but I feel like if you just went Banshees, he would have lived longer, because he was the key for Rock Tribe to win these fights, right? He was so far ahead. He was so far ahead in damage. He got to that mid game power spike where he can just start throwing Qs at you, zoning you away. I mean, he had the blue buff at that dragon, at that soul dragon point. I mean, he could have just kept spamming them out, but instead they try to just go for a kind of smork in your face, like, I'm just gonna run through river and nothing bad will ever happen to me. And I feel like Elusive Tape Gun was very elusive and was able to get all these flanks on the LeBlanc and just blowing up key targets, right? POS2 of Vark on the Ziggs. I mean, they were running in fear of this LeBlanc, and it feels like Trance Tyrants, it was the LeBlanc show. It really was just a LeBlanc show.
Yeah, it definitely turned into that LeBlanc show that we were talking about. If they could do it, if they could successfully get it done in the champion select when we were looking at their composition, because that was very ambitious to throw the Lucian top, to go for a assassin mid with the Seraphine in the bot lane, and for them to make it work. They did have that scaling on their side, the ability to sustain through these fights with duel on the Seraphine, as he was able to recursorate the team during the fights and top them off when they needed to and get the slows onto everybody to make sure they couldn't get away. But yeah, oh my God, Tate Gum did not have a great early game, but the man, he pulled it through, getting those extra kills. We kind of were like missing pinging him during that one Dragon engage where he just got jumped on by the Leona from
He
the
learned his
enemy
lesson.
team.
He
He
learned his
learned.
lesson.
He
He learned
did.
his lesson.
He
But
he he definitely learned.
yeah, just like that, 1-1 series between Trance, Tyrant, Esports, and Rock Tribe. We're going to go into our final game very soon. We're going to throw it to a short break as we load all the summoners up. We get everybody into the draft lull. So stick around for game 3 of the Aegis Vanguard League Week 1 Trance Tyrants versus Rock Tribe Esports. Don't go anywhere, guys.
We did it, Shibby. It's week 1 of this brand new summer league, and we already have a game 3 going. I love this so much, and I didn't think it was gonna happen. You didn't think it was gonna happen, but here we are. Game 3 between Rock Tribe versus Trance Tyrants. God, just no words.
I'm still like in shock, in awe of Rock Tribe Esports' decision making. They're definitely head scratches. I'm not gonna say it's griefing, I'm not gonna say it's throwing, but it's definitely, running that borderline level, because 2 times in that game 2, they gave up dragon positioning like it was useless, like it was garbage. The first time they just gave it up because they were looking for a fight. The second time they did it because they wanted to defend their tier 1 turret against LeBlanc, when tier 1 mid lane turret specifically, when they had the control, they had the Ziggs with the blue buff, so he could spam everything he wants. But we're not going to get to talk about that, because we're going to go into the draft, the pick, ban, and draft of game 3 of Rock Tribe Esports versus Trance Tyrants, and Rock Tribe on the blue side, Trance Tyrant on the red side again, and Rock Tribe banning that Gwen out. Such a good pick, banning the Lulu out here. Zinzao, Kled getting banned. Those are obviously target bans against Rock Tribe's jungler and top laner. We're going to see pretty similar standard bans. I feel like the Silas is not going to get through again unless Rock Tribe, or TTS want to pick it themselves. POS2 was really good on that Silas, and then was really bad on that Victor. So we're going to see if TTS lets that Silas slide through. They banned the Lucian out. I don't think that was the issue in that game. It was definitely the LeBlanc, but we are going to get new Irelia. This is the new and improved, or some would say improved, some would say changed, some would say overpowered Irelia. More of a late game monster, like you said. And I've been seeing a lot of wacky builds and a lot of interesting ability maxes. I've seen the W max from certain KR top laners. I've still seen the standard, like, QE or QW. I mean, it just depends on the kind of playstyle you want to play, or the skill or matchup you have. But a lot of these Irelia players are playing more for the late game. They do a lot more damage later into the game. They're not as strong early game, and it looks like Trance Tyrants are gonna take that Olaf. There's a lot of other junglers up right now. Diana, Rumble,
Viego,
there,
hello.
yeah, Viego. I have
I'm
not
so
seen
confused.
any Viego from both of these guys yet.
Yeah.
Lee Sin, Graves, obviously standard picks. Looks like they're just gonna go with the Olaf. They,
Okay.
Trance Tyrants wants to just have that run at you kind of team comp, right?
Yep.
Nautilus as well. So pretty good B1, B2, but could have gone with Viego and Tristana, or Viego, Diana, Viego, Ziggs even. But it looks like both of these guys are dropping Ziggs. They don't want it anymore. I think they're taking our advice. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Good to drop the Diana. Interesting pickup on the Olaf.
No,
so
don't
much
pick
was
Jarvan.
Available.
Don't.
It's a bait. Oh, it's not a bait. Okay, it's actually a thing. Heard that. And Rock gonna go for the Jarvan and the Ziggs.
Zig, never mind.
Running. Okay. So there's the bear trap ability right there. And Tyrants are looking to run back the Seraphine Nautilus. It worked for them pretty well.
Yeah. No, it worked. It worked.
It worked for them pretty well.
They got a 2v2 or a solo kill. They got a 2v2 kill on the bot side there. I hate Jarvan in this meta. Beautiful. I'm sorry. Well, I have a friend or a co-caster, another league. He loves Jarvan. That guy's a one-trick Jarvan man. He's hit diamond before on it, and he even tells me Jarvan is really bad right now. He's so bad right now. I think with the amount of junglers that are up, I mean, you could have picked the Diana, you could have picked the Graves Ray Leon that you went on, but instead you're going for this Jarvan. They're going for this lockup composition, I guess, and the Silas gets banned out on the side of Trance Tyrants Esports. So they don't want POS to have it in his hands. Rock Tribe, they're probably gonna ban out some more mid and top laners. I wanna suggest Renekton. They could ban the Mundo if they want to. If they don't want to pick it themselves, I think Mundo is very, very, very strong. They can ban the Jace as well. I mean, there's a lot of solo laners they can ban out. If Rock Tribe is smart, they'll ban the LeBlanc out.
Yeah, I really want them to ban out the LeBlanc. We don't want them to get that again, but they're gonna go for the Leona on the side of Trance. Rock, what is the final ban? What will it be? Will it be something smart? Will it be a throwaway? I guess it's subjective, but banning out that LeBlanc would be pretty smart, I feel. The Lucian's already gone, so that's going to be off the table. But yeah, looking at the composition for Rock Tribe right now, it's just pretty interesting. As I see what they're trying to go for, the fish in a barrel type situation, but there's other champions you're going to pick.
Oh,
for real.
Set gets banned out. So 2 top lane, and Zoe is up. And Rock Tribe's mid laner POS2. Yeah. That guy plays a lot of Zoe. And when I mean a lot of Zoe, he's got 123 games on Zoe.
Oh, that's smart. That's so smart. If they do the Gangplank cover, that is a very smart pick to grab. Gangplank Zoe would make this a pretty interesting composition because the amount of CC and the amount of ability to just prevent...
They need to lock a jungler in, right? Or they need to lock a support in, right? They don't have the support ready unless this Jarvan, Jarvan gets flexed down to the bot lane. I mean, we've seen Rock and both Trans willing to flex so many picks, but you have to believe that this GP is going top, this Irelia is going mid, and they just need a support here to round out the composition. Nautilus is taken away. Leona is banned. They're gonna go back with the Galio. Galio Ziggs.
We've seen it a good bit. Good bit.
Duel and Wounds played that in game 1 to not a great success, but like I said, Rock Tribe is just like, whatever you could do, I can do better. And honestly, although having kind of an abysmal early game, Vark was performing on that Ziggs and Wounds. Gonna lock in that LeBlanc for his mid laner, elusive tape gun, running it back. They're gonna go into the LeBlanc Irelia matchup, which is a lot more volatile than the Victor.
All right, I'm gonna need someone in chat to start a counter for how many flawless duets that this Irelia will be able to land on the LeBlanc, because I just don't see it happening here. Like, with the changes being made to her snare, it's almost impossible to get on these quick, slippery targets. And TTS right now, the composition looks a little interesting, but it looks very solid. We're on the side of Rock right now. They really want to beat you down hard and fast, like as fast as possible. But the sustained game on the side of Trance, Olaf is going to be healing. Seraphine's going to be healing everybody. Mundo will be healing. They have a really solid front line, really big slab of meat on the table right now for Rock to cut through. And they got a lot of cutting tools, but we'll have to see if they can get through it as we do go into the client draft, so they can get all these picks situated and we can tell where they're going to be going.
Yeah, I like, I think TTS's composition has the same issue that we saw before, right? That we're going to say again, until proven wrong. I mean, Elusive Tape Gun did definitely perform on that LeBlanc, but it just feels like they still don't have any damage. Like, their damage profile has actually shrunk, in my opinion. Depending on how you view Mundo, I feel like Mundo can dish out quite a bit of damage if he, gets into the back line and starts, hitting his W and just autos you and Qs you and hits all these, abilities. But, they had the Lucian originally, but now they're just going for Mundo Olaf, LeBlanc, a Seraphine Nautilus. And Seraphine did build that Leandry, so they do have a little bit of extra AP damage on that side. They have that burn as well. But it feels like it's up to Elusive Tape Gun once again. And I mean, with that game 2 performance, I would put the game in his hands. I would be like, okay, you know what? You performed on LeBlanc. I like it. We did see, 100 Thieves pick up that Olaf with Closer playing that. And he had a monster performance. If anybody remembers that game, he just kind of flashed in. Yeah, he just flashed in, queued, got the Gore Drinker off. So it's not like they don't have any damage, but it feels like, Elusive Tape Gun's the only one that will be able to get off a lot of consistent, burst damage. Whereas Evil Eyes, Koich, and Duel will have to kind of like whittle you down a little bit more. Coach has to stick onto you, Evil Eyes has to stick onto you, while on the side of Rock Tribe, their team is very simple. It's Sea Hero. Yeah, Sea Hero, Kill Hero. I'm going to lock you up with Jarvan if you flash out. I have an Irelia chasing you. I have a Ziggs bomb coming overhead. And I have a Galio coming in as well. So whatever you do, you could use all your dashes, all your flashes, whatever you want. But Seraphine is not that mobile. So if they blow her up instantly like that, they could negate a lot of this healing. I feel like, obviously, Olaf is pretty well designed into this comp. But interesting interaction and a nice counter. Maybe it was a counter pick. Maybe it was unintentional or intentional. Is that Ray Leon can just, the moment Olaf wants to go in and ultimates, he R's, EQs out, and regardless if you're immune to CC, you're not gonna get out of a Cataclysm. Like that's just how the interaction works.
Literally putting a baby in a cage.
Yeah, you put a baby in the cage, you put Olaf in the cage, you say sit there, we'll deal with you later. You wait for his Ragnarok to disappear, and then you just blow him up after. Yeah. So it's an interesting interaction. We'll see if Ray Leon actually like uses that to his advantage, right? Because he can do that to both Coach and Evil Eyes. And if they don't have flash up, those two champions are useless. They're in the Cataclysm. They'll be playing patty cake with each other, or they'll be rock paper scissors, whatever they want to do. But Cataclysm just kind of locks them down. And Vark doesn't have to ultimate onto the Jarvan Cataclysm. He can ultimate when Galio locks somebody up. He can ultimate when you can, GP ultimate into Ziggs ultimate. I mean, you slow them and then you just throw the bomb over it and they can't walk out. Yeah. So a lot of setup for Vark here and a lot of different options, but I really want to see how this mid lane matchup goes, because POS2, game 1, monster. Elusive Tape Gun, game 2, monster. Yeah. So now this is game 3. This is that mid lane matchup that we need to see who's going to come out on top. I feel like POS2 got his champion. He got the Irelia. He said, first pick me that. I want the Irelia. I want this matchup. I'll leave the LeBlanc open. Don't ban it. I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying there.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see them get the Zoe as another option, because like Rock Tribe's damage profile is very much AD heavy with a tank, quote unquote, with a Galio. We don't know what build that Jarvan will be going. But it's still very heavily favored on the AD side. If we might see it, if Ziggs gets dove repeatedly time after time after time, that's going to be your AP threat that's not going to be able to scale or do damage. And we saw, like, if Ziggs does not get ahead, he does not really do the damage you want him to do. While TTS has a huge Juggernaut comp, run at you, not a lot of dashes to jump through anything, and can get stunned up or blocked off pretty easily, Rock Tribe, they're going to be jumping around and dashing and doing gymnastics like they belong to Cirque du Soleil. I'm excited to see that. We're going to get into the match 3 real quick. Silver Scrapes, question mark. We're going to go to break. We'll see y'all in just a moment, okay? Don't change this channel. There's no such thing as coincidence, Shibby. The fact that you and I are watching this game right now means we are cosmically aligned for this game 3 in week 1 of Aegis Vanguard League. And I am excited to get into this game 3. I have no clue who's going to win on either side of these. My gut is telling me that Rock Tribe is going to pull it out. But look, these Tyrants are, on the other hand, they've been playing some trashy League of Legends, and they have been scrapping. So let's see if they can pull it off.
Oh, Clunk Gronk?
No way.
Words with the flash! Oh my! Clunk Gronk, he has to die here.
He's dead. He got blocked.
POS2? No, you have to flash, brother. You have to flash.
Please flash.
Q? Okay. Q from Wound?
Dodge. But the axe lands. Oh, the Q in the back. Not enough damage. But that would be first blood going over to Trance Tyrants. And they were able to get that first blood, able to get the gold onto multiple members. Off to a good start this game 3, if I do say so myself.
First blood gold going over to Duel, and she's going to really like that. Gets that early tier, 1 minute and 30 into the lane. That's going to stack up so quickly. She's going to get that Seraph so much sooner than, a lot of other Seraphines will get it. But now Clunk Gronk burned his flash as well, and he loses that. So he's going to lose a lot of that, early aggressive, priority that he could get in that lane, right? GP into Mundo, GP just whittles you down with the grass proc, he Qs you, he barrels you when you walk up. But now, Koich, if he hits a couple Qs, if he gets to level 3, level 4, and whittles you down, he can just walk up on top of you and really just, solo kill you if he wants to. And Evil Eyes, you have to believe he's going to be looking up towards that top lane once he clears it. Flashless GP, I mean, that's juicy. As Elusive Tape Gun and POS2 are going to be trading into this mid lane. 1 to 6 CS right now. It's looking a little bit harsh for POS. Doesn't have that flash as well. So he's playing pretty, aggressive, trying to get that stun off onto Elusive Tape Gun. And just going to try to get this wave into him. But no, 3 to 9 CS right now. Elusive Tape Gun Elusive Tape Gun just bullying him. No flash. Against the LeBlanc is just so scary.
Yeah, it's already off to a scary start. Assists across the board for Trance, Tyrants, and we're going to talk about the flashless Zonk on Gangplank, but also the flashless Aurelia for POS2. And Evil Eyes, we have seen him and Rayleon be early game focused junglers and running around and ganking as much as possible. And that's definitely something you're going to see in this game. Yes, Olaf wants to farm a little bit more. As the Dredge line does land, Trivia Boy, he's going to go in, looking for the taunt, does land on the duel. Satchel Charge knocks them away, not necessarily the area you want to go, but here comes the re-engage as Wound's going to proc the passive, but
he's coming in.
TP a little bit late. Ooh, good flash with the Dredge line, pull him out. Spider-Man trying to get out, but he doesn't have flash.
No flash on Wounds.
Yes, Vark will claim that kill credit. So very good TP timing on the side of POS2 as Duel, he's trying to get that kill. Good charge on the Shield of Durand, able to get those resistances to that shield off just in time. Had to work on that timing. So yeah, good 1-for-0 trade as Duel, he had to blow his flash to survive.
And heal. Both flash, heal, everything.
Flash, and heal,
and Wounds still died there. And, Vark getting that early kill now. So its lane is evened up a little bit. Gonna see what he comes back with. Might have that lost chapter. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to complete it there. Yes, he just completes that lost chapter 4 minutes into the game, and that is really devastating because Ziggs can just use his mana, use everything, and the moment he levels up, he gets a bunch of his mana back. And Evil Eye is just hanging out here, looking for POS2 to just dash in and mess up, but he sniffs it out. I'm pretty sure he looks at something. He's been trying to get 3-man. He's got 3-man 2 times so far. Wounds loves to roam, loves to just get into the face of mid lane, and not much is going to happen here as now POS2 dashing in perfectly.
Oh man, a stun landed. The flawless duet was indeed flawless. Here is Wounds though. Also Trivia Boy, both supports roaming up. Support their mid laners in this fight, making it a 2v2. You have to watch the mana cost on the side because Elusive will blow more mana doing his full combo in, whereas POS2 can wait and stagger his and is much more auto attack focused with the Aurelia passive alone. Change lands. Gonna go for some poke. Does he have enough to get out? Holding the stun. Will throw the false duet. Wounds is here. That's a great pick on the Trivia Boy, who's ignited. He's gonna burn down. He flashes over.
Now you're dead.
He's still gonna die off of that. Very odd timing on the flash choice there, as the rotations from Trance were just a little bit quicker than the rotations that Rock Tribe could. And now they're gonna bully Rayleon out of his jungle. And
that's a Jarvan. What is he gonna do? What, you gonna throw a flag at you? Like, he can't really do much there. He's gonna bully you out. You're gonna get bullied out of your jungle. And a really odd choice from Trivia Boy. You have to like figure out that, if he's gonna double chain you, as actually I'm not gonna be able to talk. Beautiful POS2 in that mid lane.
I thought he stole it. I'm not gonna lie. I held my breath a little bit, but there's fighting everywhere, mid, Dragon Pit, as well as top lane, and it's looking like Rock are on the upper edge.
Duel.
Trance, Duel's gonna get caught up in the stun, aftershock proc. Just looking for the damage, One more auto? No, not gonna be able to get it. No flash or heal available. Vark able to pick up that kill. Assist going over to Rayleon as well as the Demacian standard, I guess, gave a little bit of more attack speed there on the initiation. So,
hey man, that's skill credit. That's skill credit.
Good for him.
That's KP. I don't care what you say. Rayleon's like, yes, I'm a good jungler. I did something. I don't care.
I'm helping.
I'm helping.
Wickham here. But good. 2-2 tied up across the board. 9.9 and 9.9. Looking like shadowing each other for Rock and Trance. So back to looking at the win conditions here, if Elusive Tape Gun can get back into that power position that he was in game 2, he could definitely carry this for his team. Where on the side of Rock Tribe, POS2 did not have a good game 2. He was getting dove and singled out in a lot of these team fights and solo kills for most of the game, and him on the Sorelli gives him more agency, especially towards the mid to late game, but he does have to get there first, you know? He is a little bit low. We do see Evil Eyes around here, but also Rayleon hovering on the bot side. Juggler interventions coming one way or another from one of these teams.
Oh, Trivia Boy going in again, getting that taunt on to
Oh, no! Mark, you don't want to flash like that! Or maybe he does. He does flash in, get the 1Q, get the auto, and will get the kill.
Actually,
also,
as well.
Yes, Zonk throwing down the barrel cannon carpet will be able to get that assist.
Now he doesn't have it for this dive, though.
Yeah, looking for a barrel chain. Will be able to get some damage. Flashes across, but also there's another flash coming down from Evil Eyes, who's unstoppable. Oh, no, look at the fancy knee. There's no way. There's no way. Can he survive? He's trying to get out. Trading tower aggro, he will heal up just enough. Evil Eyes able to survive after Zonk gave him the run around and the dance around. The thumbs up flash from Koic, you cheeky boy. But yes, the dive will be complete. 3-3, 12.3 to 12.7. As POS2's getting dove on, will time the W very well. Not going to get the stun. Rayleon trying to take Evil Reyes off of the jungle. He doesn't have flash. He doesn't have ultimate. He does want this. He wants to fight the Conqueror's proc. Look at the flash in, though. He will get the kill. He gets the smite. We'll get the kill. We'll get the heal back up. Thank you, Grump. Orchid in space right there, baby. Secret Agent Grump, where Koic did burn his flash to get in to try and help his brother out. Will not get the kill credit, but Rayleon, that was a 200 IQ play if I've seen one today.
Oh my god, smites the Grump for the extra HP, gets the kill onto Evil Eyes and just walks it out, lives just long enough for Koic has to leave. Oh my god, that was a beautiful, beautiful play from Rayleon. Usually you don't see a level 5 Jarvans trying to kill a level 6 Olaf. Olaf usually wins those fights. He looks so juicy when he's low HP, but he can pop that W, has that passive as well, and can just drain tank you over, but beautiful, beautiful smite from Rayleon, and the gold is pretty much dead even. 13.9 to 14.1k. Slight gold lead for TTS, but these teams are trading blows back and forth in this game 3, and you know, one of these guys really wants to go up 1-0 into their group, into their bracket, and another one, you know, oh my god, it's really good to watch both of these teams play to their strong side. Bark has 3 kills now. POS2 on his mid lane.
Oh, look at that initiation. We'll get flashed out, though. We'll get taunted back in. Wounds will be taken out. As soon as somebody gets a kill, Rayleon has to burn the Cataclysm just to get the kill. That's not what you want, man. But the re-engage is there. The axe is coming out. Unstoppable Ragnarok here is Evil Eyes. He is on the hunt. Super Inferno Mega Death Bomb on the backside. POS2 flashing and dancing, running out. Blade Dance going down. Will he be able to survive? Box the W, but no. That's a double kill coming over for Evil Eyes. Vark trying to help his boy out. Not enough damage to secure a kill back for Rock Tribe. Oh, man. This Olaf 2-1-4 is absolutely monstrous in this early game. It's not even 10 minutes, Shibby. It's not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 11 kills. It's a kill a minute pretty much happening into this game. And really, the turning point there was, is Bark gonna find?
No, he doesn't have flash. He doesn't have flash. Oh, lands the Q. Gets knocked aside.
Okay, misses. Okay. Just a little bit of, hey, I'm right here. You know what? Be afraid of me. But I want to go back to that turning point like I was talking about. Rayleon having to use the Cataclysm to secure that kill. They could not lock up that Olaf. That interaction was not allowed, so Olaf was able to just run through with his Ragnarok and do so much damage. Has that Gore Drinker now is going to be so much harder to kill. And LeBlanc, you know, Elusive Tape Gun, you think he's done, but then he just goes in, hits a huge...
Will has to flash. Good flash. Thank you, Trivia Boy. Doing well. Oh, that ward. Somebody hit it, please. It's one hit. What are you doing? BOS2, what are you doing? Getting chopped in. Take as much damage as you can, but that's a killing spree for Evil Eyes. On the back, here's the encore from
Where's Vark? Vark coming in?
They're fishing the barrel. Koic is coming out from the side, but here's Vark. He does get one kill back on the side of Rock Tribe. But will that be enough to take everybody down? No, Elusive Tape Gun will take up Rayleon. Cloud Dragon is live. There's a lot of low health bars on the side of TTS. Trivia Boy is there. Does have the Mega Inferno Bomb back available, but he and Trivia Boy aren't going to try and opt into this fight.
Yeah, they're just too low on the health bars to take this Cloud Dragon. Vark does have that Mega Inferno Death Bomb, like you said, ready. Can really just try to, you know, like you said, fish in a barrel, throw Qs, and look to hit somebody. But again, I don't understand what POS2, Rayleon, and them, they're trying to dive, but they were spotted out. They had to have known they were spotted out. You got the flash from Duel. Leave. Get out of there,
Yeah.
man. You could re-engage again. You could go for that dragon, and now Seraphine doesn't have that flash, so you can try and jump on her the next time. You have a Jarvan, you have an Irelia, you have a Galio. I mean, you have so much ways to jump onto her that her being flashless is almost pretty much her, like, not being in these fights.
1W, 1 satchel. No, Vark not going to be able to get the tower. Chain does go wide. Good job on Trivia Boy to body block and get the taunt off. It is on cooldown, though. Evil Eyes has eyes straight for Vark. He's running right at him. The blue buff is there. Satchel a little bit too early, in my opinion. Here comes the ultimate coming down. Shut down, though. Will credit over to Wounds, but they're up in the meat grinder as Rayleon trying to get some kills back onto it, but that is a strong Gore Drinker buffed up Evil Eyes Olaf, and that will be more kills going over his side. They will drop the Rift Herald and take this tower in the name of Trance. That was just bad timing on the side of Rock Tribe. They definitely should have left earlier than that. And the dragon is definitely on the table for Trance to grab off of them capitalizing on Rock Tribe's mistakes.
Yeah, and this is a Cloud Dragon, so the next dragon, the Soul Point, could either be Mountain or Ocean. Both are really, really good dragons to have as your Soul Point dragons, pretty much, especially for the side of TTS, where if they get Ocean, yeah, it's, oh my god, it is so disgusting if they get this Ocean Soul. They have Mundo, they have Olaf, they have Seraphine, all this healing that's going to be even enhanced more by the Ocean Soul because of, what it does. Rock Tribe really needs to get onto these dragons. They don't need to do what they did in Game 2 where they just gave up all the positioning. POS2 going in onto that mid lane. Elusive Tape Gun. Not as dominant as we were seeing last game, but 2-0-5. 4-2-5 on the Evil Eyes as well, but Vark is 4-1. He's getting depth charge.
He's getting dove. Yep, depth charge. Ultimate does go out. Somehow, Rock Tribe were able to actually get first brick, first turret, bonus gold here. Their bot tier 2 tower, not long for this world, as we do have the rest of Trance. Yeah, the Ziggs execute. I mean, I thought they would have got that with Shelly last time, We did have Trance drop Shelly. Not enough damage, I guess not. No way for them to speak of. But yeah, that will be first turret gold, going over into the pocket of Vark and Trivia Boy, who you do want to get on. Vark is 80% of the team's kills right now on the side of Rock Tribe, and he is trying to be the carry for his team in this as we approach this mid-game spot. But Trance Tyrants are definitely being tyrannical indeed, as they're trying to flex all over this Rock Tribe.
Yeah, Dragon's not up for another 3 minutes. That'll be the next objective. I feel like they'll fight over. I feel like Kronk just wants to farm. I mean, he hasn't really gotten the opportunity. 92 to 138 CS. This Mundo is just super strong on this top, but I think every team needs to pick this up and make it, a priority pick for them. I think he's going to be very, very strong unless he gets nerfed. 4,500 to 5,600 in the top lane. Obviously, Olaf is way ahead of this Jarvan. The only real gold lead or discrepancies that we see on the side of Rock Tribe is that 7,000 to 5,000 on Seraphine, right? That's Zig, 7,000 gold in his pocket. I want to see what he can do with it. Has that damage, builds the Leandries, has some damage ready up. I think Leandries is a very good purchase here into both Mundo and Nautilus. Ziggs is now, or Vark is now in wave clear duty that we see most Ziggs in, making sure mid lane never gets taken down. And POS and LeBlanc are going to be, doing their mid lane matchup in the bot lane. Just going to be matching each other in the solo lanes. It looks like both of them are just looking to wave clear. POS wants to fight.
Oh, went for the flash stun, missed it. Vanguard's edge does go out. Inferno Bomb does drop. He goes back to it. What a dodge! Tape Gum trying to run for his life right now. Doesn't have enough mana to actually get out. Will get shut down. The credit going over to POS2. Exactly who you want that to go over to. Get that Aurelia stronger. Get her and the ability to get her items faster. The Gore Drinker is completed, yes. We need more. Trivia Boy is going to Justice Punch onto Wounds. Just give a little bit of damage as he and Duel were trying to take this mid lane tower. Nothing going to come of it. Koic left alone with top tower as he's been just kind of in the lead this entire time. 154 to 99 CS. He's just definitely flexing those Mundo muscles over Zonk. And as you can see, yeah, the Zig's ability to take out towers from half a screen just boom.
Yeah, it's still good. It still works. It's still broken. It's still amazing.
Yep, still works. But this will be Evil Eyes and
second Rift Herald.
Trying to get the second Rift Herald, make good use of it. They're trying to keep that tempo up, get these towers down, open up the map more. Mid is still available for the taking. You would have to think Trance would look for that tower to go down so they can open up the map and get these juggernauts running around and able to run through Rock Tribe's jungle.
Yeah, and I honestly think this is a good angle for Kronk to just try to freeze it down near his bottom lane, or near his tier 2 turret in the top lane. I feel like he's just ping-ponging waves or bouncing waves up top, where if he freezes it onto this Mundo, I mean, Mundo's going to be out of position, overextended, and they can try to maybe look to kill him. I know he's a little bit tanky, but they can try to look to kill him with Vark and possibly one more. But he's just pushing these lanes out. Finally finishes his Triforce, on Kronk. I feel like he's just gonna be TPing into top lane as we see a fight coming out.
Engage. Rayleon jumping in. Ooh, Encore goes wide from Duel. The Cataclysm is there and gets up two. Here is the Rumble Chamber. There's the Heroic Engine going down. The Vanguard dead to drop two. Shutdowns coming in left and right. Vark is on a killing spree. Coach will drop POS 2. Zonk on the backside trying to zone out Tape Gum and Duel. Low health bars on the side of Rock. They were able to get two, but the ability to be topped off on the side of Trance is just so pivotal here. As Duel, he can just heal up the rest of his buddies, where everybody else on Rock has to go back. Dragon spawning here in 12 seconds. There's not enough lifesteal on the side of Rock Tribe to even try to contest this, you would have to think. That could be 3 Dragons once again before 20 minutes for Trance if they pick this one up. Trivia Boy is getting caught out, manages to dodge the ukulele in this case of Koic. And yeah, sure, they won the fight there, but Rock is unable to capitalize and get anything back off of that.
It feels like you win the fight, but it feels like Rock Tribe is bleeding more, right? It feels like, even if they don't die, just the fact that they're on a sliver of HP, a quarter HP here and there, Elusive Tape Gun has just one combo, and they can just really, take out multiple health bars, just get multiple kills. They don't want to give it over to LeBlanc because they saw how much of a threat she was. They do have to give this Dragon over. So Dragon Soul will be at that 24 to 25 minute mark in the game, which is fairly early in this, or not 25, I'm so sorry, 23 to 24, depending on when they're going to take it, but it's very early Dragon Soul here for them. What do you think Rock Tribe can do here? Did they just have to try to get positioning again with Vark? I mean, it feels like they had the positioning, they won that fight, but they just couldn't do anything.
Well, they're going to have to take out the back line. With dive champions like this, you're wanting Rayleon to get a flash Cataclysm onto Duel. He is on Seraphine. The only thing she can do to get away is flash out or get an Encore onto you to charm you up. But they need to take out the key component of this big machine, as Duel being able to fire off these heals and slows and shields from the backside is very pivotal, because Evil Eyes on Olaf, he's going one way. He's going in. He's not going to be able to bust a U-turn and run back out to help out his boys. You have Aurelia and Galio with a Jarvan. You need to be able to jump onto a target and take them out immediately. With the Inferno Bomb from Vark, he is pretty strong right now. Has the Leandries building towards, I'm going to assume, the Morellonomicon, because Grievous Wounds is also something everybody on this team should have. As we were talking about this, Tape Gun getting caught out. He is stunned. Oh, he's taken down. Cataclysm and Inferno Bomb. Yes, Cataclysm and Inferno Bomb burn. So that is a keynote they definitely want to take out. Taking out that big burst assassin damage. And Trance is on the back foot. They don't want any more smoke for the rest of that fight because they're running away. Duel, he is by himself. He can get caught out. Flash is available for...
Do they turn to Baron here? No, I don't think Rock can do it. I mean, they don't, as much as they want to do it, as much as Tape Gun being down is so big for them, I think that's just a pick, right? That's all it will be. That's all it is right now. Slight goal lead in the side of Rock Tribe, but it doesn't feel like they have it, right? It feels like the game is dead even. It feels like if they cannot get these picks, going onto each of the members, POS2 still needs a long ways to go before he gets to that really scary Irelia phase that we've seen now. Split pushing here. Evil Eyes wants this Irelia.
Yeah, it's a bait. The stun is there. That's two. He's unstoppable. The Ragnarok.
Oh, take the turret. Take the turret.
The tower. Yes, the tower. No TP available. Vanguard's Edge coming out. POS2 does stop. He's not done yet. Yo, he will survive somehow and take out Evil Eyes. I thought the Olaf was going to grab that kill for sure. POS2, he is in that mid-game Aurelia point right now. He has the Gore Drinker. Duel fighting Vark on the backside. Koic is healing up that Dr. Mundo special, popping that tonic, getting that extra AD and that health. That was I was talking about getting the picks onto the back line that they need to do. Getting picks in general just seems to be the name of the game here for Rock. We saw Rayleon waiting in Tribrush as Evil Eyes was approaching POS2, taking up that top taken out that top tower. For them to be able to collapse and get the kill on Evil Eyes was very pivotal there, because that is one of those big threats that we were talking about in Trance's team composition. And it shows that once take out the Olaf, take off the LeBlanc, that's a lot of the damage profile gone right there.
I agree, yeah, and really good bait on the side of POS2, right? Ray Leon, and then the Dupay with their lives for it, unfortunately, but getting that kill onto Irelia here, getting her that Styrax gauge into Gore Drinker, she's just gonna be so tanky, she's gonna be so drain tank style, she's gonna be so hard to kill, and if she gets into your backline, if she starts, hitting your Seraphine, starts hitting your, Mundo and stuff with these, empowered auto attack, could even possibly shift into that Bork as well as her third item, and she'll start shredding a lot of these tanks out, and POS is looking very, very scary. Elusive take on his side, still on that one item. He's pretty sure he wants to back. He's going to finish his second item completed, and Ziggs has the Liangis, has the Seraphs, and has the Void Staff this time.
Love to see
Still
it.
no Banshees, right?
Interesting.
He's not afraid of the LeBlanc. I mean, he's just going for that full damage. I think Vark understands that he's really the only AP damage they have, so whatever he can get out, will be worth it. I think him living a little bit longer, he doesn't really value that. He just wants to get as much damage as he can pump out as possible, as this dragon is up in 30 seconds, and TTS do have the inside track. Elusive Tape Gun is looking, man. He's looking.
Yeah, looking for that assassination. But yeah, we're talking about Vark's itemization as he went ahead and completed his Void Staff and his Seraphs, holding the Oblivion Orb in his pocket just to have that Grievous Wound, which is definitely useful. You see the Kim Punk Chain Sword on the back. Ooh, Elusive not able to assassinate anyone. The double chain does not land. Now, Ocean is spawning right now. This is sole point for Trance. Rock has to fight this. They have to fight this. They cannot give this away unless they get the all-powerful Ocean Drake to a very tanky squad. They're all focusing on Elusive, but look at the pit. Y'all need to go towards the pit, guys. It's dropping not below half. That's not been taken out. Evil Eyes is on it. He's in the pit. There's the Gangplank ultimate. There's the jump down. There's a good on point. One of the three people onto the backside. Elusive take out Zonk, but on the front. It's still the fight. Here's still the fight. Duel
Aurelia!
And that's the Aurelia resets we were talking about now mid-game. And that's
Elusive's gonna go for it.
No, he's got the dragon. Yes, that will be the Ocean pickup on the side of Rock Tribe as they are cleaning up all the kills. POS2 taking out Duel, taking out 3. He's on a killing spree. 15-14, blew this game 3 wide open. That's a 4 for 2, and they are looking towards Baron right now.
4 for 2 indeed, and it looked like Duel, he almost won that team fight with his encore, right? He encored both Vark. I think he also got Clonk in there, and Elusive Tape Gun came in, bursted him out, but then they just did not have enough follow-up damage. You saw POS, you saw Ray Leon, you saw these guys just wreak havoc into the backline, and then they just turned around and said, oh yeah, you guys are still alive, well, we'll come for you. Their only damage is Elusive, right? Evil Eyes got blown up immediately because unfortunately what Ragnarok does is when you pop it, you lose a lot of your MR and passive MR and magicers that you get from the R passive. I believe it's 40 and 40 rank 1. I believe it goes up to 50 and then 60 at rank 2. But you just lose so much of your innate tankiness, so you could just blow up a Ragnarok Olaf if you have the damage. I mean, you don't really need to CC him if he's dead.
Right. The best CC is death. But yeah, in that fight, looking at it, Zonk on this Gangplank dropping the ultimate on top of the team. So when they were getting collapsed on, even though they were fighting, getting split up, the divers had to dive into that GP ultimate. And that's a GP ultimate backed by a Kim Punk Chainsword and a Triforce. So they were taking all that damage when they were trying to deal damage as well. And that allowed POS2 on this Aurelia to get those resets. And that was already a 2-item Aurelia with a Styrax and Gore Drinker. So she was healing and dealing damage the best that she could. And POS2 definitely making up for that last game. He's saying, look, I'm not on a control mage this time. I'm on something with more agency. And he's showing his ability to deal that damage and be that playmaker that we know he can be.
Yeah, and he's getting to that scary point, right? 2.5 items, 3 items. Looks like he's going for that wit's end very soon. Ray Leon wants Elusive Tape Gun, blows the Mega Inferno Bomb from Ziggs Vark, but now they're just going to push with this Baron, and it's going to be so hard to defend this because you have Ziggs, you have barrels, you have bombs, you have just so much poke, and it's just so hard to stand behind these turrets and try to defend it.
Yeah,
on the side of TPS. Yeah,
The
it's
siege
the siege
ability
is
of Rockeye.
disgusting. Oh, Ray
Oh,
Leon!
speaking of disgusting, here's the combo coming out once again. The curtain is down and the encore is out, but the barrel trap has been set. Zonk will take out wounds. Leon on the backside. POS2 on the backside. That's a double kill for Ray Leon, claiming both those credits. And that's most of the team of TTS dropping. The Baron is still alive and well on every member
This guy is
of
too
Rock
tanky.
Tribe.
Come on!
He's so tanky. He's so
Kill
tanky.
him!
He's so tanky, but it won't be enough as the rest of the team is in the base, baroned up
And that's
with
the
the
push to
Ziggs.
end the game.
Yep. There's only
elusive.
Tape Gun is alive. Can he get the tip? He gets taunted up. He gets taunted up and taken down. That's the ace. Rock Tribe coming back, bringing it into their favor, and that is going to be the 2-1 in this first week. Going up, Rock Tribe Esports taking down Trance Tyrants. Oh my god, Jimmy. Oh my god.
Beautiful, beautiful game from Rock Tribe Esports. I mean, just the way Vark was just navigating those fights on Ziggs. I mean, he had a rough game too. Don't get me wrong. He still was doing good on that Ziggs, but him just being able to pump out that damage, he was hitting a lot of those key skill shots. And POS2 just, scaling into that monster Irelia had a rough early game, right? Had that rough laning phase. Wasn't really, doing as much as he could. Had the roams, TP'd bot, got that kill for his bot lane, but sacked his lane a little bit, but was able just to, once he got that Gore Drinker, once he got that Sterax, he was very, very hard to kill. And the only damage profile, like we mentioned, right? Like we mentioned, TTS only had LeBlanc and Olaf. That's not a lot of damage coming out. And what these teams like to do, these heavy dive teams, is they'll just take out their weakest members first. They'll go for duel. They'll go for wounds. They'll go for the Seraphine and the Nautilus. And then they'll turn around and say, okay, you have a LeBlanc, an Olaf who's like almost dead, and a Mundo. Let's just target focus the Olaf, and let's target focus the LeBlanc. Mundo's just gonna be a really tanky, beefy guy, and we can all just kill him later. And the fact that they had Sterax, the fact that they all this survivability in their kits and in their items just allowed them to choose their targets with impunity and just go into these fights and not really worry about it. Ziggs got the damage off he needed to. He got his Mega Inferno bombs off. He got his mines off. He got his cooldowns off, and that's all he needs to do in those fights.
Yeah, oh my god. This really good play from Rock Tribe. Definitely picking it up back there towards the mid to late game portion of that game 3 because it was looking really scary. It was looking like another Trance victory because they were going for that Ocean Soul again. But that fight at Ocean Soul definitely cracked this open because they were able to isolate the targets they needed to. The few moments before that dragon fight, I think definitely got them back into the game with the picks they were able to get when the members were scattered, just having more men to the fight because it was pretty even itemization wise and gold wise the entire way through. So it just took 1 to 2 little mistakes, the little cracks in the armor of Trance Tyrants for Rock Tribe to sneak in there and grab the victory, get that W. So very good props to them. We're talking about it, like MVP of this game, I would honestly put it on POS2 with that Aurelia play. But for MVP of the series
I
overall,
I I have a pick. I
got
know
a
who
pick?
my MVP of the series. It might be different from Chad. It might be different from Beautiful. And I think the person who played consistently well, right? My definition of MVP is somebody that has performed, of the match or in the game, in the series, somebody that was consistently performing well even when they lost, right? And
Mhm.
my pick is Ray Leon. I think as a
That's
jungler, I
fair.
think
Yeah,
game one he took over. He gave ganks out to top, mid, bot, even in game 2 when they lost on the Lee Sin, when he was on the Lee Sin,
yeah,
he was still making plays. He was still looking for kills. I mean, he won set that top lane, right?
yeah,
In a matchup where Lucian is supposed to win and dominate, he
right.
single-handedly got that CS lead and that kill lead and that insane gap in that top lane, right? Yeah, he was a little cocky, and yeah, they went a little bit overboard into those mid lane fights and mid game fights, but you have to believe that it's a team call and it's not just Ray calling that.
Yeah,
And I was a little skeptical of the Jarvan pick in the beginning, but he performed really, really
he
well.
showed up. He definitely,
His cataclysms were really good. Other than that
yeah,
one in the mid lane where he had to get it for the kill secure, all of his cataclysms allowed Ziggs to set up these huge mega inferno bombs. So for this series, Ray Leon is my MVP. I think he did an outstanding job as jungle, and especially against somebody as strong. Um, as TTS's jungler. I mean, he was performing really well too. So it was for me, it was a jungle matchup. The first 15 to 20 minutes was so important.
Yeah, honestly, him and Evil Eyes were definitely vying for that all-star jungle position this entire series, and it was just, oh my god, the back and forth. So I feel that for sure. We're gonna pull him in, get him set up, do a little bit of interview. I will let you ask all the questions to your heart desires. So he is in here now. I'm getting the word. Shib, take it away.
Hello and welcome, Ray Leon. First thoughts, after that series, kind of what was your game plan going in and fighting TTS? These guys don't have a lot of game tape on them. They weren't in a lot of leagues last season. There's kind of a new team showing up. Well, you guys, former Glaive, Amethyst. There's a lot of game tape on you. They know how guys, they can see how you want to play. I mean, what is your game plan coming into this season and specifically this match?
Well, I think it was to have fun,
Oh yeah.
and it was really to make sure that we were babysitting our top laner because he gets really cranky if we're not paying attention to him. So just a lot of back and forth communication, making sure everyone's happy in game and not having a little accident.
And walk me through these jungle picks, game 1, 2, and 3. Right, I see that you're a big Graves player. I did my research, I did a little bit of homework. What was the Jarvan pick? I mean, because I'm a jungle main as well, and I know a lot of people. They think Jarvan's not that good in this meta currently. I mean, was it a team pick? Was it a team call, or did you say, give me the Jarvan into the Olaf? I mean, what was your reasoning there? Picking the Jarvan, and then especially going into the Graves with the exhaust in game 1.
Um, so for game one, on Graves, I mean, I wanted Graves on first pick, and then whenever somebody takes like the Diana counter matchup, you just take exhaust into it and you completely counter her engage, and then you just dive into the backline right after that. Especially if you're building lethality.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it just kind of shuts her down.
yeah, it looked like you were, specifically just holding the exhaust for Diana almost every single fight. And you were doing a really good job in game 1, giving ganks out to top, mid, and bot. I commented a lot that you were pretty much everywhere on the map. Uh, in game 2 and 3, what was your strategy in game 2 on the Lee Sin to get Kronk ahead? I mean, that matchup in that top lane is super, super Lucian swayed, right? So was it Kronk communicating with you, or do you guys have like a set plan when he's in bad matchups? I mean, how do you guys communicate these ganks and these timings? Are you saying like, hey, I can gank you here, or is he setting up lane states for you? How does that work?
I'd say it's just kind of like a mixture. Like he's telling me when he's taking resets and when he's gonna have his wave and what position,
Mhm.
and I just kind of use that so we can shut down the bad matchup. Because especially like if that game went a little better, if the Lucian shut down, I mean it would be very very difficult for them to play. Especially kind of like how he was towards the lower end of the late game, like before they got Baron and stuff. But
Mhm.
it just kind of is like it's like more insurance knowing that their stronger like matchup side of the map is still going to be shut down. So it's just kind of like a mutual understanding of that's a win con for us.
Yeah, and that game too was, in your favor until it wasn't. It was very, very close. One last question coming in from me, and I want to ask, what is this Ziggs priority, man? What are you guys playing this Ziggs so much? I mean, do you think that your 80 carries are your 80 carries calling for it? Is this like a team composition thing where you have that fish in a barrel comp where you can pull the Galio, get that Jarvan in, and just kind of combo and throw everything in the kitchen sink at him? I mean, are we going to see more of Ziggs? Do you think other teams should ban it away from you? I mean, how confident are you guys on these sort of compositions?
I think like that all go in like really like pull the trigger comp we played game 3. It was kind of
Mhm.
like a one off because like the stars kind of just aligned for it, and like they have one way to get out of a Jarvan ult. So I mean if they're in there they're just all dead. So the Ziggs, I mean he just kind of does everything you want in like most compositions because he just clears the wave. He can like throw his ult from halfway across the map, so he's inside of global plays basically, and he
Mhm.
just is like online at almost every point in the game. So I think we just like him for that reason, but I don't think our 80 carry player likes playing him that much. So it's a little bit of a back and forth.
I see it's a team composition wise. Okay. Well, Ray Leon, thank you for coming in for the interview on Rock Tribe Esports side. We hope to see you again later on if you guys have any more stream matches. Would you like to shout anybody out? Shout out, your, Rock Tribe, your coach, anything like that?
Drop the Twitter.
Um, Shout out to Clonk Gronk Zonk, my top laner, because I think he was happy he didn't wet his diaper, and shout out to Sarah, which is Clonk Gronk Zonk's best friend.
Okay. Well, shout outs to Clock Rock Zonk and shout outs to Sarah. We'll take it back here. Thank you so much, Ray Leon, again, and thank you, Rock Tribe Esports, for loaning him to us for a little bit. Well, on that note, beautiful crow, I think it's time that we sign out. My name is Pone Star Shibby. My co-caster here, the beautiful, the handsome, the very, very beautiful crow is my play-by-play. Shout outs to Aegis Esports. Shout outs to the Vanguard League. Shout outs to Mike, our producer. Shout outs to everybody on there. Follow me on all of my socials. It's the same thing: Twitter, Twitch, everything. Pone Stars should be beautiful. You got anything you want to plug in before we, leave?
Look, I'm just saying right here, you heard it first. Rock Tribe, they're taking this Demacia group all the way.
Oh,
The
bold
personalities there.
prediction.
Look, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for sure. But these guys, they're coming with the heat and they're showing it. Picked up the 2-1 today, a little dicey, but I do believe the rest of it will be pretty easy for them. I'm excited for the rest of Vanguard League. I'm excited to be back next week with more action. We're going to get these games going, get this league going. Y'all follow on Twitter, Aegis Esports GG, all one word. Follow me and Shibby on Twitter. We're hilarious. Be back next week for more games. It's going to be crazy action going all the way through playoffs. I'm excited. I'll be there. He'll be there. We hope to see you there. Everybody else, have a good night.